what up?
I need that sports encyclopedia. U.S. Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
Coach JB.
Yeah.
Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source, straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. How did you?
You are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. Use not it. What's the topic? With your logic when I flow. Big Komodo, how it's talking.
You gotta get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves.
That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so past it, don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight, and I said that guy can be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
With the gas, Smitty and Jason Brown.
To the Coach JB show.
What up? We are in the building. Woo! It is free game Friday. I'm fired up, and I'm going to be fearless on this free game Friday. We got a loaded lineup. Big Matt McChesney, Shaun King, and Jeff Nadu joins us, plus Dr. Jesse Morse. I wasn't the only one that had a viral tweet go out last night. We got Jesse Morse in the conversation as well, as he's going in and going back and forth with Mr. Watson, Chiefs wide receiver's father, on social media. He'll explain himself as well right here on the realest show on Planet ERF. We got a lot to dive into, man. It's going to be a loaded lineup, loaded show. So make sure you tune in, pound that like, subscribe, become a member, and make sure that you go check out BetUS, the proud new sponsor of the Coach JB show with Big Smitty. As you can use the promo code CoachJB and get 150% off and a welcome bonus, and 125% on a welcome bonus if you spend up to $2,000. But you got to use my promo code CoachJB. You can't just go in there. You got to use my promo code CoachJB to get 150 and 125% welcome bonus. So it is what it is. We got the realest show on Planet ERF, and we are live in the building. So pound that like, subscribe, become a member. We're going to dive into all things real on this show, especially Mina Kimes' back and forth tweet that's gone viral with me and a few others. And then we'll dive into Dr. Jesse Morse's viral tweet as well with Christian Watson's pops. A lot going on, man. It's good for business. Good for business. That's all I'm going to say. Promo code don't work, somebody said. Coach JB, promo code don't work at BetUS. Well, I'll check it out and make sure, but that should work. It should be up and running. Try it today, and we'll check it out, and we'll see what's going on. But let's dive into the show, man. We got a lot to break down. It truly blows my mind as to who comments on people's social media feeds. The talking heads on social media, the mainstream media, is made up of mostly hires that were former players, as ESPN does, Fox Sports, which has firsthand knowledge of the game. You know, we got Bart Scott talking to Ryan Clark, and you can have your differences and opinion and all that shit, but they played at the highest level possible, and they were very, very elite at their position when they played at the NFL level, which is the highest level. So those guys being hired and giving out firsthand knowledge of the game is very, very is what we need, in my opinion. Or B, there's men and women who get hired for one reason or another. They've been hired for who they married, nepotism, who they are, or how good they look. Let's just be honest. Lizzo isn't an anchor at ESPN. And Mina simply doesn't know what she says and is getting all this information from a stat or a data guy that tells her what to say regarding, in this instance, personnel, coverage, a team's draft status, or what this team should or shouldn't do, i.e. Mel Kiper in her ear. But when people start diving into real football terminology, then you get into my wheelhouse, and it's embarrassing to listen to it. And then the people who defend it on social media who act as if they truly understand football are even more embarrassing. It almost makes you want to get off social media by the secondhand embarrassment that I get watching and listening to these idiots. Mina made a statement about the Ravens and 12 personnel as the success they have in that particular personnel grouping. I asked a question and I made a statement, and the internet went crazy. So we'll dive into it with Big Smitty right after this big time rundown brought to you by BetUS. Head on over to betus.com and use the promo code CoachJB. 49ers take out the Seahawks on Thursday night prime time football as DK Metcalf is seen yelling at the offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb on the headsets, which he went out of his way to get and put on. Player empowerment. We're going to dive into that. There's a real chance that the Raiders do not trade all-pro Davante Adams, but what do I know? Because I think Aiden O'Connell saves the day. We're going to dive into that. Marshawn Lynch is potentially running for mayor of Oakland. Lynch said on his pod with Governor Gavin Newsom. Holy shit, we're going to dive into that. Matt McChesney joins to preview Colorado K-State game. And Jeff Nadu joins us for a college football week 6 betting segment. Shaun King joins us along with Dr. Jesse Morse as well. Get to the bottom of all things real going on in the injury world of college and the NFL. All you DFS guys out there can get what Jesse has to say on the injury list. Pick and drop or drop and pick your guys for DFS. Shaun King will join us. We're going to talk about some QB play, how Geno Smith is steadily declining over the last 3 games. We're going to dive into that as well. But before we begin, my co-host, Naptown legend, Far East Sider, 317, LeBron hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving, AR5 defendant, we call him IR5, Caitlin Clark Johnson, Fox Sports' very own, Big Smitty. Welcome again.
I got my Coach JB Show shirt on today, man. It's Friday. It's Free Game Friday. We feeling good. I'm feeling great. I'm excited to be here. I'm feeling better today than I was yesterday. That's the goal. Every day you want to get – I got some good rest. My wife made some chicken noodle soup, homemade, made it a little spicy, so my nostrils have opened up. My throat pulse feels better. My headache is gone, and I just feel well rested on this beautiful Friday. And my cousin Keith Smith is back in the chat. I see Keandre Woodside. I see Kobe. I see Ill Bill, Matt Noble, and Mustang 760. So you know it's going to be a hell of a show, JB. How you doing?
I'm good.
Put your fist down, white boy. Why you got a white polo on?
I'm white.
All right.
Why you got a black shirt on?
I'm black.
Don't put my face on. I cover that shirt no more. See this? CoachJBStore.com. Go get you some. Who got those JB visors and they comfortable. They nice, flex fit.
Why is it red though, homie?
Because that's where I'm from. And then I got the black one. You want a black one?
I like the black one now.
Yeah, I got white ones. Put
the black one on real quick.
I got Slapdick Nations hats. I got it all. Short, fast, skinny, tall. We do it all. We're going to dive into it, Smitty. We got a lot to discuss today. This show is brought to you by BetUS, though. Proud new sponsor, boy. We got meetings with him every day. Smitty has a meeting with him. Smitty gets to talk to him. Far are they overseas or offshore book? It's
like 2 a.m. over there right now, ain't it?
I don't know. They gave you a lot of demands yesterday on what to do. So you got to meet all those demands today and do everything because I don't know what I'm doing. So pound that like. 21 reasons. I hope this show gets 100,000 soon. I hope so too. We'll take some calls today on GP. We'll take some calls. You guys can ask some questions about Mina Kimes. I'm sure she's watching the show right now live with Mike Golick Jr. and Dan Lebitard. But we're going to dive into it.
JB, y'all, hold on real quick. If you ever do a show with JB, you got to be prepared to just have beef with everybody because he has 5 real friends who he grew up with. And then outside of them, he don't give a fuck about nobody else. So, like, if you on the show with him, be prepared to lose relationships with anybody because you don't know who he's going to go at. This man has said Mike Golick Jr. for no reason. He already mentioned Lizzo in his opening, and now he's mentioning Mina Kimes for the millionth time. I ain't met Mina yet, but when I meet her, I'm sure it's going to be some weird energy because she's going to assume that I'm attached to JB, and now we not cool. Continue your opening. I'm sorry about that.
Mike Golick Jr. doesn't like me. We've had beef, so that's why I mentioned. I don't just mention names out of nowhere. And let me be honest, I don't know if I agree with what you just said. I don't know if I agree with what you said. Because we got to really look at brass tacks here.
Let's look at it.
So I think real recognizes real, right?
Okay, yeah.
I don't think anyone would come on the show if they thought that, though.
Let
me get your rebuttal on that one.
The people who come on the show are people who either A, you haven't attacked yet, or B, they haven't heard you attack them yet.
Don't you think Kirk Herbstreit would have been told you can't come on here? Don't you think like certain people like
homie? I think he was, homie. You remember it was some weird shit going on. I think he was, homie.
Yeah, but he had to keep it real. Now he's become like one of the real ones on social media, which I respect because I think he's made enough. He's like, what are you gonna do? Fire me? He's got over that. He's got over the precipice, so he can do what he wants to do. Like McChesney, right? Those two cats could do whatever. I don't know, dog. I think real recognize real. People know the people that I have little back and forth with, and they're like, because I get private text, Smitty, and you've seen a lot of them.
I've seen a few of them.
And they're like, JB, if we can only be like you, because you call it what it is. And these are people from people that work with people. So I'm just going to keep it at that. But as long as real recognize real, I'm fine with it.
All that matters.
Yeah, it's all that matters because that's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be me. Let's dive into a quote of the day brought to you by BetUS.com. Head on over there, use the promo code CoachJB, get you 150% and 125%
sign-up bonus on your
sign-up bonus. Yeah, but you got up to $2,000, Smitty, up to $2,000, but you got to use the promo code.
So just for clarity, you said if you use promo code CoachJB, you're going to receive 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit and up to 125%.
If you go over 2,000, though, we can't give you no 150.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. And then 125 if you deposit a second or a third time, and if let's say you lose your money, you bet again, you deposit again. You got 125% using my promo code Coach JB. By the way, that 125% protection is also 125% is also protected with insurance.
That's a hell of a deal. You can't find that nowhere.
That's why we went with BetUS. And Ohtani is back tonight. We're gonna dive into it. Quote of the day brought to you by BetUS. Character may be highlighted in the great moments, but it is created in the small ones.
Ooh, that's real. That's real.
My character was created in the small moments nobody knew about, Smitty.
That's honestly real because, like, when everything's good, when everything's pretty, everything's happy, it's easy to just, be in a good mood and act a certain way. But in the small moments, the people behind the scenes, the struggle moments, the things that people don't know about, that's the build up and the foundation of who you are. So I like that one right there. That's a good one. Top probably 40.
Top what?
40.
40.
Yeah. It's good, though. It's just that you said a lot of good shit. So it's hard.
It's crazy that you have 39 other ones that you know off the top of the head that you would put ahead of it. But
I got my little list somewhere.
Yeah. Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over to Prize Picks. Use the promo code CoachJB as well. Life is what happens to us while we are making other plans, contrary to belief.
That's different. That's different. That is different.
Contrary to belief, TikTok. Life is what happens to us while we are making other plans, contrary to your belief. That's what it is. It's true.
You be over here thinking, you be over here thinking you got the answers to life and solutions, and you doing all your thing, and the real life is really happening behind you. That's crazy, JB. That's crazy. I like that one.
I'm headed to the boat tomorrow.
For real?
Tomorrow morning, I'm going. Fuck it. It's supposed to be nice. I'm going to go out early in the morning. I'm probably leaving my house about 9, because Sunday I got to take Callie back to the goddamn doctor.
Why?
She got to get her stitches taken out.
Oh,
sutures.
Okay.
Sutures.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't find no infection or nothing in there. So yeah, we'll see. But I'm gonna go out there tomorrow. We're gonna probably post up, sit out there till 3 or so, and then maybe go check out Steve.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing. Sound like bullshit. But poll question. Smitty, let's dive into it. We can take some calls too on this one right out the gate. If you guys want to let's take some calls in the beginning, maybe.
Let's switch it up. Let's switch it up.
Right out the gate. Bailey, you can put it in or I'll do it. It don't matter. Let's dive into it. Call in, members only. The link is in the chat. Call in right out the gate. And all you baseball heads, call in. We need some baseball cats in there. Chris Four, you in here? San Diego Varsity, you in here? Dave, Jerry Ports, you in here? Dave's going with me tomorrow, Jerry. So you might want to go with me tomorrow to see how we rock the boat because his fat ass is going to go on there. We're going to see if we can ride the boat. We're going to see if we can make that motherfucker work. Poll question, Smitty, because I know you do a lot of deep diving into this in the offseason, and you're our baseball guy.
Yeah.
And you're also our hockey guy. Will we see a Dodger-Yankee World Series? Hey, listen, there's a lot of conspiracy people out there. A lot of conspiracy cats out there. Jerry, you got to go with us tomorrow morning. We got to see how Dave fits on the boat, dog, because Dave's going with me tomorrow morning, Jerry. So, yes. But Jerry said, hell no, we will not see a Dodger-Yankee because Jerry Ports is a Padre diehard. Yeah. Here's the thing. I think the betting money is too much. I think that in Major League Baseball, guarantee you they want to see Ohtani, Judge. Do they not?
They do.
It's going to be a lot of hard money on Yankees, Dodgers. Gotta be. And I don't know, man. It's going to be very interesting. Tonight is the final game, which is crazy to me. They only play 5 games. A crosstown rivalry in the second round to go to the finals of that division plays 5 games, not 7.
They got to switch that. They got to change that, JBB.
But I don't know why they switch it back to 5. It used to be 7.
I was watching the game the other day, and the commentators were even agreeing with us, saying that, like, yeah, man, like, the thing is sometimes these teams start off a little slow, and it's like, damn, you can't afford to start off slow because there's only 5 games. I was like, damn. I'm with you, man. But now, ask your question. Hell yes. I think we will see a Dodgers and Yankees series. I think
we will see it too.
I think we will see it. I believe so. I mean, think about the
you got the Doyers tonight. You got the Doyers tonight.
Come on now. You know I'm rocking with the Doyers. You know I'm rocking with the Doyers. Listen, Mookie Betts has came back alive in these last 2 games, back-to-back home run game. Shohei Ohtani still in bases like it's just a thing to do. We blew their ass out. What was it, 8-0, I want to say, last game. And now we're at home. We're here in LA in our backyard, if I'm not mistaken. This is the year. This is just talk to me.
Here's the issue I got. Betts had 2 good games in San Diego. They lose one in a comeback 6-5 loss or whatever, and then they come back and just torch them the other night. And Ohtani really hasn't done anything in those 2 games.
That's the scary part.
You got to expect Ohtani to light it up tonight. In the biggest moments. He's the best player in the biggest moments.
Yep.
I would bet hard money on any DFS pick that I'm having Ohtani as my captain tonight.
100%. I'm with you.
And San Diego Varsity Sports, I agree. The Dodgers pitching, man. I wish they would have got a Garrett Cole or something when they had an opportunity from the Yankees who just shut down the Chiefs, the Kansas City Royals last night. Shout out to the Royals and the Tigers for going and making it to this part of to Major League Baseball playoffs. But the Guardians and the Detroit Tigers on one side playing the Yankees. And the Mets, man, the Mets wait. The winner of the Dodgers-Padres tonight. First time, I believe, in 8 years the Mets have made it to this juncture. So
it's crazy that it's about to be East Coast versus West Coast again. In the next series, regardless, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Regardless, it's going to be that. So,
curious to see on the Detroit Guardians side. It's crazy. Tigers, Guardians, fucking Guardians. I got to say the Guardians. But anyway, those 2 are playing to see who goes against the Yankees.
I would love to see one of my Midwest teams make it, but I just don't see it, man. I fight just the writings on the wall. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like some conspiracy stuff. I just feel like what the Yankees have done this season, what the Dodgers have done this season, it just feels like it almost reminds me like it would be a disappointment. I'll say that if both teams didn't make it. It reminds me of when 09 when they were doing those LeBron and Kobe puppet commercials, and we thought that LeBron and Kobe would meet each other in the NBA Finals. LeBron gets knocked out by the damn Orlando Magic, and Kobe makes it and ends up winning the championship. That would be the same feel right now if the Yankees get knocked out or the Doyers get knocked out before. Because to me, we all want to see Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani at the end. So
sometimes they make it like we get to see those, and then a lot of times they say, "Oh, we got to make sure that no one knows it's a conspiracy. We're going to shut it down." This year, it's going to be the fucking Padres versus the Mets,
or
the Padres versus the goddamn Guardians in the World Series. No, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Everybody that wants to see the Padres play the Yankees or the Padres play the Tigers, they're just fans of those two places. They're not. Yeah. They're not. You know damn well, Jerry, you don't want to see the fucking Padres play the fucking Tigers.
Right. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that from a.
You know damn well, Jerry, you're gonna be right here in the Palooza watching Dodgers, Yankees, 7 games. Ash jumping on you. You already know the deal. We got a lot going on here. I don't know. It's curious. I want to see this game. Rematch of 1984. Ooh, Kirk Gibson. Wasn't he what year? Kirk Gibson was what, like 8 years in or something?
8 years in, yeah.
What?
I believe so. Kirk Gibson. I want to say. Was Greg Brock on that team, or am I tripping?
How old were you?
I wasn't born yet, but I did my research, though. I'm pretty sure. Wasn't Greg Brock like the first baseman on that team?
Yeah.
84 team. He's a baller, yeah. Ken Howell, of course. Burt Horton. That was a good-ass team. That Doyers team was legit.
Who was the manager of the Detroit Tigers in 84? Do you know?
I ain't gonna lie. I really don't know. I do not know that one. I didn't even keep up with the Detroit Tigers. We don't have an Indiana team, so by default, I had to just pick a team I was a fan of. It was always been the Dodgers. So
I know this though. Jack Morris was one of my favorite hitters of all time. Then he went to be a Cardinal later on. Alan Trammell. Alan Trammell was a legitimate back in the day. Sparky Anderson was the manager at Smitty, so I'll help you out. If you didn't know, Sparky Anderson was a legendary little old white dude, white hair. He was a feisty cat. Used to get after it. He was a legend, Tiger guy. But they had some good guys, man. They had some good teams. There was some good baseball back then. I miss baseball when it was back then. Everybody
was shooting up. It was good when they were shooting up.
Now it was before they were shooting up. They were just on straight roids then. Nobody knew.
Same thing though. Same premise. Yep.
Yeah. But
Jimmy, have you ever shot up before at any point in your career? I mean, you can say it now.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you, nah, never. I've never taken any drug ever. Any drug. Only drug I've ever had was when Spree and I told the story here at the live party.
Yeah,
that bitch gave us fucking weed cookies.
Got you. Yeah. I went 27 years with no drug at all. Then yeah, I tried weed a couple times out here, but only a little bit though. Like it's not for me. It's not for me.
You're a follower though. So
no, I was like, fuck it. I'm a grown ass man. It's actually legal out here now. I'm like, what's the big hype about it? I tried it. It's not for me really. It's okay. Edible's okay. Helps you sleep at night, but like I don't know. Yeah. It's just weird. I'm more of a cigar guy now.
Why would I lie about smoking weed though, Keith? You must not know me very well. Why the fuck would I lie about it? I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. I've never smoked weed. Yeah.
But you smoke cigars though, so that's kind of like that's the ultimate cigarette.
Yeah, but it's not actually not though, because cigarette has filter. Cigar don't. Filters for a reason. You see, you guys gotta start doing some.
I would say cigar ain't good for you either. Is all I'm saying, homie.
I don't inhale a cigar though.
Of course you don't. But all that smoke around you ain't good. D. Jones said
I dipped. So I guess if you want to call it dipping, but I don't think dipping.
That's horrible for you too. That's horrible for you. D. Jones said you got to try cocaine, Smitty. All right.
White people shit. Cocaine, a hell of a drug.
What's the white people shit for the fist? Because I want you to learn that. Because the fist is not your shit. It makes me uncomfortable every time you do it.
I got live restriction for some audiences. Live visibility restriction.
I'm gonna blow my nose real quick. Are you back?
White people shit fists, that would represent like cocaine. It would represent cocaine. That's what it would be. That means we all took cocaine. I got fucked up. Ash wakes me up in the morning, scratched the fuck out of me. Right there. Yeah, Ash fucked me up.
You all right?
Nah, Ash wakes me up in the morning to go to the bathroom, homie. He fucked me up with his paw. Scratch the shit out
Why
of me.
don't you like chop his nails off and groom him? Like, you don't do nothing to make the dogs better. Like, groom their nails, clean them, wash them. They always you don't do shit.
I don't make them anything better.
Like, you don't do anything to you don't clean them and brush them. You don't walk them because you don't have to walk them.
I get these motherfuckers baths every week.
I've never seen it, homie.
We've only been here twice.
I've been knowing you for years, homie. I ain't never seen you get bad. You don't have to walk them because you got that big ass backyard. So you just take them outside and they run around.
Yeah.
They shit everywhere. You don't clean the shit up. Like, you just like a lazy dog owner, homie.
Let's dive right into it right out the gate, man. I know we got some topics, but the topic everybody wants to talk about is the Mina Kimes thing. We got into it. Appreciate everybody. We got a new logo on our YouTube. Yes, I appreciate the comments. So that people like the new logos, I guess, Smitty.
It looks great. It look great. It looks legit.
Yeah, you're welcome. I did it.
Okay.
So shout out to everybody. Let's dive into Mina Kimes in our tweets. However Bailey throws them out there. I don't know how Bailey's going to throw them out there.
So walk us through everything for the audio listeners. For everything.
I don't believe that was the first one, but the first one, basically, her and a guy are on a podcast.
Yep.
And they said that Washington almost exclusively, here it is right here.
The thing that jumps out to me about the Ravens offense against the Commanders defense, what the Ravens are doing with their heavy personnel groupings right now when they put multiple tight ends, backs on the field. I just don't know how the Commanders handle that. I mean, the Commanders versus 12 personnel, they almost exclusively play nickel 99% of the time this year. If you play the Ravens in nickel and 12, they are happy to run that ball down your throat. In fact, in 12 personnel, they are averaging 6 yards a carry and 0.24 EPA per play. I love their 12 personnel grouping so much because this year and last year, they are an even run pass split and they're constantly putting defenses in compromised situations. But I think particularly running the ball out of those looks, is going to be a huge problem for Washington.
Do you want to, I don't think, I'm even more confident now that I hear it again. So please, I want to make sure that everyone out there understands what she said, okay? Can we go back to the beginning of the video, Bailey? So she says 12 personnel versus nickel, okay? I want to break this down like you would want to see it for the layman's terms people out there, okay? I want to make sure that I break it down before anyone even said, I don't even want Smitty to say nothing yet because I want to make sure that Smitty understands there's a coaching side of this, and there's a part where Noel Mazzoni and I are laughing our asses off at this from yesterday. And when we see actual players in the NFL and other media heads defend her, we know that it's a joke and that it's absolutely people getting paid to say what to say. Okay, and that's what we came up with last night. But here's what she said. 12 personnel against nickel. Now, let me hear it against Bailey real quick to start off.
Doing
her video
with their heavy personnel groupings right now when they put multiple tight ends back.
Okay, let's pause it little by little. Heavy personnel grouping, Smitty. Okay, she's saying 12. Heavy's really 32, 23, 13. But 12 we'll go with. That means there's 2 tight ends on this field, correct? Of some sort.
One back,
right?
Yep.
Mind you, we don't just run the ball out of 12 personnel. There has to be a formation attached to that personnel. Right. So I want to be clear here. My question was, what formations are you having success in out of 12 personnel? Is that too hard to understand so far?
So far, no.
Okay. In 12 personnel, you don't just miraculously have 12 personnel on the field, Smitty, and then run the ball miraculously and have success. What formations in 12 are you in? So all I asked was, I said, who listens to this shit? And what we just talking about 12 personnel, you have to have some sort of formation attached to that personnel, and then the data has to be based on that, right? We're not just handing the ball to Derrick Henry, and what formation are we in, though? So I wanted to know that. Go ahead.
Just one comment. I want you to keep cooking though. I think the problem in your response isn't the question at all. I think it's the line where you say, seriously, 12 personnel isn't a formation, Mina. It's a group, which can be several formations. I think, because I saw a lot of comments, a lot of people were coming back at you saying she never said that, though. She never said that 12 personnel was a formation. Me hearing you now, I understand what you're saying, but I think that line confused people as to, like, why did you say that when she never said that?
Yeah, but it's not about that. I told her, I said, we need a formation attached to 12 personnel. That's what I'm saying. Like, 12 personnel isn't a formation. She specifically says, go back, Bailey, to the beginning.
On the field.
That she gave out data, stats, and what they're running the football in, didn't she not?
Yeah, she did.
Okay, listen to this.
I just don't know how the Commanders handle that. I mean, the Commanders versus 12 personnel, they almost exclusively play nickel. 99% of the time.
What formation, Smitty? Like, why don't you guys understand? 12 personnel doesn't give me a formation to run the ball in. Like, are you guys out there? Hopefully you're all listening, all you fucking Twitter gurus. You have to get into some formation. So let me break it down, Smitty, real quick. 12 personnel I can throw out on the field. That's what I used to do. No Mazzoni. We used to come out there in 12 personnel, and we call muddle huddle. So you don't know on defense where formation.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know what formation I'm in.
Yeah.
You count 2 tight ends. The defensive coordinator's on the sideline with a card, 12 personnel, right?
Yep.
That's what's on the football field. Smitty, I can be an empty in 12 personnel. I can be in sting slot, meaning 2 tight ends over here and 2 receivers over here and 1 back. I could be an ace formation, 2 tight ends separate from each other with 2 wideouts, right?
Yep.
I could be an ace over, which means both tight ends and 2 receivers on the same side, meaning trips to one side, tight end dead side on the other, right? Yep. I can be in 30 different formations out of 12 personnel, Smitty.
Pistol, whatever. Yeah.
I could be in, but pistol and shotgun, by the way, are not formations. They're not formations. Ace over right, pistol would be a formation, not pistol. There has to be a formation on the line of scrimmage. Like, why don't people just shut up and stay in their lane? Shotgun is not a formation, Mina. Shotgun is not a formation. I asked her, what formation? She said, shotgun, homie. I'm not making this up. Read it right there. The gun is, what'd I say?
You said, so which one in 12, like which formation in 12 personnel do they run the ball successfully in? I'm waiting. She said, 1, the gun, which is obvious to anyone who's watched the Ravens. And then 2, she just said, you cannot seriously be this angry about a comment on personnel matching.
And then I said, what? I just asked you what formation. And then she said, the gun. Oh, by the way, Derrick Henry's running the football best under center. In what personnel, Smitty? 12.
Yeah.
But what formation? I don't understand, homie. Like, so here's
basically your beef is that she didn't like she didn't
I don't have
not beef, whatever the word. She didn't dive, like she didn't go deep enough. Like
not at all. That's my point. Like, who listens to this shit? If you don't really know football, you're just listening to some girl out there give out stats. She never said formation. I would have gone on the board and said 12 over trips is the number 1 formation where they're having the most success in 12 personnel. They're lining up in 3-by-1. They're lining up in sting slot where the tight end's on the ball, the other one's off it, the slot's away. We're running the shit out of the ball in this formation. Like, give us some real shit. But see, that's the problem.
Well, I guess I'm just having a conversation with you. I'm not even like arguing with you necessarily. You would have dug deeper because you have more knowledge of the specifics of an offense because you played the game, coached the game, and not only did you play it, you were the quarterback. So like you have a different knowledge than even a guy like me who played defensive tackle. I didn't need to know all that shit. See a little, see a lot. You are a quarterback, so you actually know the offense. So you, if you were doing this same thing, would have dug deeper, been more specific. But my question to you though is her video though. When you listen to the video front to back, yes, she didn't dive deep enough. Yes, you didn't go into all the specifics. But this little clip, did she actually say anything literally wrong though in this actual video? And if she did, what did she actually say wrong?
What she said wrong was what I mentioned. Everything she talked about was just the personnel grouping.
Right. But
that's layman terms.
I think that was her take. Like, I think that was her goal. Like,
but you can't give that stat out, Smitty, without a formation attached to it. It's impossible. Like, that's what I don't understand. It's impossible to give out a personnel grouping and give a stat in that person. So, Smitty, in 10 personnel, we're a 67% completion percentage. Is that what she just not did?
That's what she did.
Hold on. If I came out and said in 10 personnel, we're 67% on third down. Okay. All right. Is that enough information for you and I? Seriously.
No, you want to know more for sure. Okay.
But it doesn't even give you half the story. It doesn't even give you half the story. So all I was saying was, who's really listening to this shit? 12 personnel, we get stats out of that? It's impossible. 12 personnel can be floated on the football field anywhere. And I can fucking jump into 30 formations in 12 personnel. I can be in empty. I can be in fucking 3x1, 2x2. I can do anything. Here's the issue, though. The gurus on Twitter who think they know more. Because apparently I got community noted. I don't know what that means. I got called by a certain individual that's very huge in this place. I showed Bailey yesterday.
What?
And he said, JB, you might be the first person ever to prove community notes wrong. And I go, what the fuck's community notes? I didn't even know. And I'm talking to him. I'm like, fuck's community notes? He goes, they said that Mina didn't call 12 personnel a formation in her tweet. And I go, I didn't say she did. I said, what formation are you in? And he goes, we're laughing here. I know what you said. We're watching this shit right now. But community notes, you might be the first one to prove them wrong. I go, well, I didn't even know who the fuck community notes is. but their point was all the dick riding nobody fanboys will come in and say, JB got community noted. And they have no idea what the fuck I'm even discussing in the first place for community notes to actually carry weight.
Right.
So, like, you guys are fucking embarrassing, homie. I'm just going to be honest. It's almost wants me to get off social media how embarrassing the people that defend Mina are. And listen, I don't need you to defend me. I actually like you to come at me. I want to know that. And then Lance Zerline, who I know and we go back and forth, are saying shit like this, dog. And I go, Lance, did you play, homie, or what? He's like, no, I'm a football family, though, JB. I go, come on, homie. You got to stop with this shit. Do we understand? Mitchell Schwartz, Kansas City Chiefs queendom tackle.
Okay, all right. Why are they doubling and tripling down on this? She said they average 6 yards per run and 12. That's across all formations. It doesn't matter what formation they're in.
Yeah, it's not across all formations, Mitchell. Why don't you grasp this, homie? Again, proving to you that players aren't good coaches.
That's true. That's true in a lot of situations. But I bet you, just me being in the business, and you said this in your opening a little bit, I'm pretty sure Mina probably went to her team, was like, okay, I'm curious to know which personnel group do the Ravens have the most success running the ball. Her researcher team or person, like literally went to her little site, typed in 12 personnel for the first 5 games, and literally the actual number was like, oh, they average 6 point whatever yards per play, not per carry, per play, which I think at the end of her video, I think she mentioned that it's not all run. I think she said that, like it's a balance of run pass. I think she said that. But 6 yards per play out of that personnel grouping. Boom. And that's all she probably asked for, and that's all she wanted to say. Because again, maybe that's the level of where she's at. From a knowledge standpoint, she's not at the level where she go out there and say,
I get it.
Trips right, see, like, you got to stay where you at.
I get it. But that's my point, though. That's my whole point, though. Like, why I said, who listens to this? That's all I asked. So go back to Mitchell Schwartz, though. See, what happened is he says right here, that's across all formations. No, it's not, Mitchell Schwartz. That's not what she said. If she would have came out and said, this is all across all formations, Smitty, I wouldn't even have wrote a tweet. But that would have made sense.
But isn't that like, I didn't feel like she needed to say that. I feel like me just hearing that stat.
No, because of the specifics she mentions, Smitty, about running the football. You have to be in a formation to have success in running the football. I can't just be in 12 personnel, homie, and not have a fucking rhyme or reason as to where I'm running the ball. Like, I don't understand how this is so hard to grasp. Why do only football coaches defending me right now? NFL.
No, I'm not. Listen, you know me.
I'm just saying. I'm like, why are we the only ones that grasp this? Maybe is it that deep?
Maybe you just saw some coaching shit. Because I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be real. You know, wrong or right, I'm gonna be real. When I heard her say this, I took it as if she was saying just across all formations.
That's what I'm saying.
Point blank period.
You can't talk. Smitty, you played. You can't talk in generalities in football. You can't because you have to be specific in football. You coach it or allow it. You know damn well, Smitty, they didn't just tell you, hey, you two line up, get in the twos.
No, of course not. Of course.
Well, what's a two? What's a two, coach?
Of course.
That's my saying. You got to be specific if you're going to talk football with real football people. You don't just say, we run the football out of 12 personnel successfully across all formations. She didn't say that, Mitchell Schwartz. She said 12 personnel against nickel. Well, no shit. But I can come out in 12 personnel against nickel and be in fucking 2x2. I can be in 3x1, and I can be in empty. So, like, that's what I don't understand. Why is she – the people defending it is the ignorant side of it, not the other part. I'm just telling you. I don't care about the other shit. Everyone can have their opinion, but their opinions. And what I'm saying with no Mazzoni and NFL offensive coordinators, it's fact. And you don't know, and it's okay. But just stop acting as if you do. That's the crazy part. This guy right here gets involved and starts talking about felony charges that I had. I'm like, well, I never got charged. but good job making false information. Now I'm going to sue Brent Coleman. I don't even know who that is. But Mina knows who I am because, damn, I thought real recognized real. Hey, Mina.
Hey. That's a little funny, though. It's a little funny. I got to give it to her. A little funny.
Yeah. And Mina, golly, Mina. I might fuck around and I might issue you some defamation, too. Golly.
Golly
means you agree. You agree. Mina, you agree.
JB gonna take her to court. I'm filing a lawsuit, defamation of character against Mina Kimes for saying golly in her tweet. That made me feel uncomfortable, messes up my mental health.
You know what it is? I can't stand her crimies, though. And her crimies, to be honest, is Dan Lepetard, Golick Jr., these absolute fucking nobodies who know nothing about it. And Golick played football too. And his daddy's a legend. I love his dad. I love Mike Golick. Fuck. And I've actually had conversations with Mike. His son, though, is a fucking woke, fucking weak-minded. Fuck. You got to be shitting me. But anyway, I know that's your boy. Let's dive into you know how I say it after, though?
Right. You dog him completely in there. And again, that's not my boy. I've been on this podcast before.
Crazy. People are Mitchell Schwartz. Mitchell Schwartz, shut the fuck up. You're a fucking nobody. And by the way, it's ironic that you guys all want to have these conversations and defend her. You act as if I'm going to fucking say, oh, no, you were right. Listen, if I'm wrong, I'm going to eat crow. But I know what the fuck I'm discussing and talking about, or I wouldn't have said it.
The thing about
this, hey, Smitty, have you ever seen me delete a tweet?
No. Never.
I mean, have you heard or yourself maybe like, hey, JB, maybe not post this or maybe not. Can you delete that? A lot of people have asked me to do it.
Yeah, but you just post whatever. You do whatever you want to do. My thing is, in this particular situation, there's been time you went at it. I'm like, yeah, Mina was probably wrong on this, whatever, or she was tripping on it. I don't think she was actually literally wrong in what she said. She just didn't dive deep enough from an actual X's and O's standpoint to really break down what she was saying. I think what she actually literally said in this one little clip was right, technically speaking, from a numbers, but to your point, you're also right in saying, like, hold on, like, we got to know more, though, because of everything you just said. So personnel is not enough information for us to understand what this means.
That's why I said, who listens to this shit? That's all I started with. Who listens to this shit? Seriously.
But that's super, like, from her standpoint, that's super, like, what's your goal in this? Let me ask you this. What's your goal in are you trying to end Mina's career?
No, I could give a fuck less. We're not ending her career. She just signed a 4-year deal or something, right?
I don't know. You know more than me.
I don't know what she signed, but I know.
You've been going at Mina hard for like
listen,
a long time.
Listen,
it's Mina specifically, though.
There's no difference. We've had it before.
It ain't Dan Orlovsky. We've had
it years ago. We had it out years ago, Mina and I. Listen,
I heard Mina was cool. I ain't gonna lie to her. She was cool as hell.
She might be cool, but she's not someone I'm watching football with or listening to. I mean,
But you obviously listen to her, though.
Two things can be true.
But you obviously listen to her, though.
No, I never listen to her.
Yeah, how do you know what she says is bullshit then?
Because this clip, this shit right here, homie.
You do it then, homie. You going to her clip.
Yeah.
You watching her.
What do you mean? Look at this.
You a fan. You a fan. You what it sound like.
It all started years ago when I used to talk to Dan Orlovsky and those guys. We would talk. We would talk a lot. And it started then. And then Golick and Labatard got involved and started talking shit. So I went at them. It wasn't even nothing about it. Mina and I didn't really have I don't know Mina. I give a fuck less about Mina. I mean, I'm be real. So I'm just saying. That's how it all started, though. Everybody involved on one tweet. What was the other guy's name? What's that guy's name that runs that show? Sartali or Sartali or whatever? They do like a little game show show.
Oh, okay.
It's sports, though. What's that guy? Mike Fortatali or something?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I think you're saying it right. Yeah. Something like that.
It all started with all them fucks. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Listen, I'm going to continue to do it.
Shout out to Mina Kimes, man. Keep learning. Keep
by the way, though,
keep out your numbers.
Didn't you call her out on this show, though, when she made the cover 2 statement?
Huh.
No, you're not. You don't have to think, homie. You said literally it's on the show. We have it on record that you came out.
I don't.
I agree with JB on this. I can't go with this.
Yeah,
one.
Because she and Buddy they were just wrong on that.
Well,
that was just clear. They were just wrong. That was just clear as day. This was wrong. This way, I don't feel the same energy, which is why you have a lot of NFL guys and football guys and coaches, stuff like that, disagreeing with you because it's not as clear as day.
I have a lot agreeing too.
Of course, it's kind of one of those, you know what I mean? This one isn't as clear as that one. The cover 2 shit was crazy, which is fine. Call her out. Call what's dude out with the glasses that said remove cover 2 man, whatever.
But Smitty, let's be honest. If you really listen to her talk on her show, and she has a podcast or whatever you ever hear her talk about, if you just ever listen to her talk in a couple minutes in a row, you can't tell me you're going to sit there and watch her, dog. She's really bad at talking football.
Well, I'm going to tell you that I've never watched her show, so I literally don't know.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying.
No, right-handed guy.
So if you don't watch it, then you can't defend it or bash her.
So you do watch it, though?
No, I don't. But I've seen her.
If you don't watch it, you can't defend her about you either then.
Well, no, but I have watched her, though.
Okay, all right, there you go. Just be honest.
You said you haven't.
Okay.
So
be honest.
You can't defend her, which it seems like you're doing on more than you're not defending her, but you're defending her more than not defending her.
Somebody got to.
You haven't even watched her.
I watched this clip though.
I've watched enough of her to where I'm like, holy fuck, I can never watch her again. That's my point. That's why I know.
But you continue to keep watching her though after you say that though.
No, I don't. I just see the clips from here on out, and I'm like, oh fuck, here we go again. Same shit that I saw 3 years ago.
and you just gotta respond every time.
Yeah, from now on, yeah. Ever since cover 2, yeah. Why not? It's good for business. Let's go talk about last night's game. 49ers Seahawks. 49ers Seahawks. Thursday night football. I turned on Outer Banks. If you saw my tweet, I put a tweet out there. Outer Banks came out last night, season 4. Little white girl. She kind of thick. Little light-skinned black girl. She kind of thick too.
I ain't watched this since season 1.
I met the white girl star of the show. I met her on Netflix at a deal a couple years ago because Outer Banks was one of the shows that was about to like on the same level as Last Chance U as far as views.
Outer Banks actually like bigger than Last Chance U, yeah.
Probably now, I'm sure, because it's still going on.
Way bigger, yeah.
But it's crazy that only my show's still on Netflix. But anyway, Mic drop. Blah. But anyway, I was
You ain't get no money from it though.
I was going back. I know. That's why I'm still suing still. So I was going back to it, and I was like, dog. So I got to meet her. I thought she was real young, like 20, but the show makes you. But
Yeah, very feel like she a teenager and shit. Yeah,
your age. So I hit. I definitely hit if it comes down to it. Oh my shit! I thought we was off commercial.
You don't even like doing that.
But the main white girl on that show, she's pretty bad in person too. She's pretty bad.
Did you get her number?
Anyway, huh?
Did you get her number?
I'm not going to talk about all that. All I'm saying is that I watched Outer Banks season 4 last night, and I fell asleep during episode 5. Though they're only doing 5 increments, and they come out again like Karate Kid. Those are only 2 shows I watch on Netflix. I don't watch Netflix. I watch Outer Banks and Karate Kid.
Gotcha. Okay.
And now I watch it during football season, which is the very first time ever doing that because football is so fucking bad. So I turned on Outer Banks last night when I was watching the Seahawks game and Geno Smith dropping his fucking elbow and every ball going high. And I'm sitting there like, oh, fuck, what are we doing here? And then DK Metcalf sucking his teeth, walking over to the sideline, telling the offensive coordinator as if he's the fucking quarterback, 14, 15-year veteran quarterback. This is a guy who just told Shannon Sharp, basically, fuck you, I eat candy, you don't know anything, and you're not a Hall of Famer or nothing. And, like, this guy, I'm going to be honest, dog. Can we be real? Can we be real here?
Say it.
Say what, homie?
You know.
Who's
Say it.
Who's it?
We know.
What's he most famous for in the NFL?
Chase the motherfucker down.
Chasing a dude down after a pick is his most famous fucking football play. All you see is the fucking memes. This motherfucker. All you see is this motherfucker running down a pick. He has never made a game-changing play. He's never fucking caught a big-time ball. He never has gone up and just, He's never done no Andre Johnson shit. This motherfucker bitches, moans, complains. This motherfucker 6'5", looks like Tarzan and plays like Jane. This motherfucker looks like Tarzan and plays like Jane, homie. And then you want to get on the headset like you're on a fucking Micah Parsons podcast, motherfucker. This motherfucker's garbage. And I'd be throwing the football to Lockett more. Fucking the young second-year kid from Ohio State more. I'd throw the ball to Walker Jr. more. Kenneth Walker out the fucking backfield. This dude is trade bait. I traded the motherfucker right now for Brandon Ayuk. I traded him right now for Brandon Ayuk. And Brandon Ayuk is shitty too. But you know what? Geno Smith with another cat in the slot like Ayuk would help this team. This guy's is killing their personnel. Here's why. Let me give you some more Mina Kimes takes, fuck faces. DK Metcalf plays one spot, outside. And guess what it does to the rest of the offense? It literally fucking slows it down because now there's no continuity. There's no slot motion. There's no fucking orbit motion. There's no swapping of personnel groups. There's no trading the formation. It's stagnant offense with him on one side, Lockett on the other, and then they move Najigma Smith. They move him in and out on both sides. How about get rid of this nobody? Go get a fucking Ayuk or something that wants out anyway. Put him in there. Now you can move Lockett, Ayuk, and Najigma Smith and have a much more tighter continuity on offense. This guy right here is forcing your hand because Geno has what Josh Allen had last year. I have to throw the ball to this guy. And I'm telling you right now, this is going to be the next crash out, gone, drop out guy that leaves, just like your boy, Travis Hunter. Diggs. So that's what I'm saying, dog.
You gotta be careful, JB, because DK Metcalf is known for fighting people and stuff like that.
Give a fuck. I choke shit out of that motherfucker. He'll find out what a grown man is that eats Skittles real quick.
I'm saying DK Metcalf is not like some of these other analysts you might go at and they get nervous. Yeah. DK will see this clip and he will come at you. He will respond. Yeah. He will. I'm just saying, he's a guy who will literally fight you. Is all I'm saying. And you know his
Let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. I gotta run. I gotta run. I'm scared as fuck, homie. Don't tell him. Please don't tell him.
And JB, you know his dad, who his dad was, right?
No.
His dad played in the league too. Metcalf, O-lineman, big, stocky motherfucker.
Yeah. It's not Eric Metcalf, though.
It's his pops.
No, it's not. Eric Metcalf's not related.
Look it up.
Eric Metcalf was a running back, Smitty.
Not Eric. I'm not talking about Eric.
I know. That's why I'm saying Eric Metcalf's not his dad.
His daddy was an O-lineman, homie.
Yeah, you know how many O-linemen I choked out?
Terrence Metcalf.
Yeah, Terrence Metcalf. You know how many O-linemen I choked out? What does that mean? What am I supposed to do?
I'm saying Terrence.
I'm not 21 years old, homie. I'm not.
They said Terrence was like a nasty motherfucker,
so am I. But anyway,
I'm gonna let you know. Terrence and DK see this, it might be problem. I'm just letting you know. As a homie, I'm gonna let you know.
Hey, well, they can pull up. We'll talk. Ash, you straight, Ash? Ash, you meet him at the door. Let's see if that motherfucker's twiddle. Let's see if that motherfucker eats Twizzlers and fucking Skittles and not listen to. I guarantee this though. DK have a conversation with me. That motherfucker will do what I say.
You think so?
Yeah, I'll beat his ass if you want to talk all that bullshit. Here's the bottom line. I'm tired of these prima donna motherfuckers thinking that they're supposed to run the offense in all seriousness.
Okay.
What gives him the right to take over the head calling? Or the headsets and tell that motherfucker what to call.
He's a leader on the team, homie.
You're not a leader. That's not what leaders do, homie. Sorry. So you know damn well. Stop. Rewind. Take it back. We'll cut it. Go ahead. Say
by default.
Rewind that.
By default, the young guys who join his team, the rookies, the second-year guys, they're going to look at DK as that. Whether he's a good leader or not, if you're a rookie on the Seahawks team, you're gonna look at Geno, you're gonna look at DK, you're gonna look at what's my man, the other receiver you named earlier? Say his name real quick. Good dude, great dude.
The Jigma Smith?
No, the other one, the OG, the vet.
Lockett.
You gonna if you're a young guy on this team, you're gonna look at these guys naturally as the leaders of my team. He's the best player.
Time out. I think you're wrong, though. I think you're looking at it as a perception thing. I don't think you're really diving deep into it. You look at DK Metcalf as a captain because of the perception of who he is. He's a big old swole cat that's supposed to be this big-time wide receiver and is underperformed and been overpaid. He's, again, an overpaid under-deliverer, as I said when you were gone for the last 2 weeks, that this was going to be a new term I use. Overpaid under-deliverer. This is exactly what this cat is. He's a overpaid under-deliverer, and you look at him because you've seen him chase down a pick, and then everyone was like, oh, that's hustle. He's a fucking baller. He's a great hustler. We thought that hustle play that he made 7 years ago is still going around as if he's the best wideout of all time.
He's also had 3 seasons over 1,000+ receiving yards, so he's a good player for sure. Has he reached his potential? No. I think there's another level he should be at. I think he has the physical ability to be the best receiver in the game, but he's not that for whatever reason, whether that's his eating habits, whether that's his quarterback, whether that's not being locked in, whether that's whatever. But he's still a really good receiver in this league. I'll say that.
Yeah, so. I think he's mid. But we got a new guest. We got a guest on Smitty.
New guest. Okay.
Not a new guest. Sorry. For today. We got a staple of the show. Owner of 0 to 60 pod, operator, 0 to 60 equipment, body bag, and all things Colorado and the Buffs as they get ready to play K-State. Let's bring on our main man, Matt McChesney. Clap it up. What happened to our clap?
What's going on, Matt? What's going on, Matt?
What happened to our clap, though? Didn't we used to have a clap thing?
He got his Jets on. We used to. I don't know what happened. I think we lost it.
Hey, Matt, Smitty's back. He's had a 2-week vacation or whatever he was at. And then
no, I didn't, but thank you.
Oh, yeah. It's on the sound bar. It's on the soundboard. Anyway, Matt, what's up? Been a
Shit.
crazy week. I heard. I'm sure. It's been a crazy one over here as well for me on some other shit. But Mina Kimes doesn't like me, and we got some viral clips going on, and I love it. It's good for business. I tag you in it. Where you at, Matt, with this college football weekend? I want to start with a game that's everyone's talking about first, Oregon, Ohio State, which is going to be the battle of what people think. I think they're 2 and 3 respectively in the country. So it'll be the biggest, highest rated game matchup. Where you at with this Oregon, Ohio State game at Oregon in Autzen? It's going to be an interesting one. Where you at with that game?
I think it's a quality matchup. Obviously, that's what they wanted when they re-slated the conferences, was games like this. Remember, Oregon went to Ohio State a couple of years ago and won. So this is a little payback for the Buckeyes if they can go to Autzen and win. I think both teams are good. Don't get me wrong. It's going to come down to which transfer quarterback can play up to the level of the rest of the guys on the team. You know, Oregon has struggled with a couple of their opponents who turned out to be pretty good. Idaho's a good team. Boise State, obviously, with their running back and their running game's a good team. They beat both those teams, but it was close. Ohio State's just kind of waxed everybody they played, so this is their first real test. I'd like to think that it's going to be ultra competitive, and I'm sure it will be. The defenses will be flying around. Autzen and the shoe are different. Autzen only holds about 60, but it's pretty loud. The shoe holds 100, and it's really loud. So, I mean, it's got to be a hell of a game. That back in the day, this was a de facto playoff game. You know what I'm saying? Like in the middle of the season, whoever loses this is pretty much out of the running. These days, you can lose this game and still win a natty and still go to the playoff and still do everything you want to do. So it takes some of the importance off of it, but on Saturday it's going to be damn important up in Eugene. That's for sure. Yeah,
there's no doubt. I think Dan Lanning's going to get it done for some reason. I'm not a huge believer in the QB play at Ohio State right now. I think he hasn't really faced another QB that can put up points on the other side, which is going to make how that goes. One offense can score some points. It makes the other QB in that offense have to match it and keep up with the Joneses in a type of game like that. I don't know if that quarterback is that guy. I'm not really convinced on. I think they have the worst quarterback for their roster in the country. And what I mean is the roster is so good that the quarterback just does not match up at all to that roster. Like it doesn't make sense to me on how good they are. And then I'm not a huge Dylan Gabriel fan, but at least I think he's going to put up some points early on and force the hand of Ohio State to match it. In Autzen, as you know, that's another place that probably not easy to win for opposing teams. So I want to see this game. It's going to be interesting. I know it's I don't know. I think it's an evening game or midday game, noon.
I think it's the afternoon slot. I'm pretty sure.
Because you guys are the late game, right? You guys are the late.
Yeah, CU's the 8:15.
Ohio State, Oregon is at 4:30 Pacific, I believe.
Oh yeah, so they're the game before Colorado. Yeah,
that's perfect. That's perfect little setup. Actually. And Jamie, real quick, but before you move on, what you're saying about Ohio State this year, I feel like you could have said the same thing, or we probably did say the same thing last year. Because we know Cal McCord last year for Ohio State, for whatever reason, didn't mesh well. Now, he's playing pretty damn good now with Syracuse. But last year, he didn't really mesh well with Ohio State. Kind of feel like it's a similar thing this year, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll learn a lot this weekend.
He didn't mesh well in one game. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it's going to come down to. If Ohio State beats Oregon today and they don't win out and go undefeated, Will Howard will be the reason, period. And he was a good player at Kansas State, but Ohio State and Kansas State are different places. It's just what it is. So, it's amazing to me. Like Ohio State had Quinn Ewers on their roster. Now, losing him, I know it's 3 years ago, but losing Quinn Ewers the way they did, maybe they should have started his ass. I mean, who did they start over him in the first place? Do you even remember?
You said it was 3 years ago. So
maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Was CJ Stroud there?
No,
I think CJ was there when he was a baby.
Yeah, so CJ.
But he was. I think Ewers was only at the Ohio State for a year.
So I think it's when CJ was starting.
If I recollect, if I might be wrong.
Yeah, but you got to find a way to keep that kid on your roster, even with CJ.
Sark's kept, Sark's kept 2 of them with Manning and him. So you got to be able to figure it out. In my opinion, you got to have.
I'm just saying, whichever one of those quarterbacks doesn't start next year, maybe Glenn will go to the NFL. But let's say he comes back, the other one sure would look good in black and gold, replacing Shedeur and Boulder. Just saying.
Here, let me go back real quick. I may be wrong, but I think
you probably are.
Quinn Ewers was an early grad, and I think he enrolled at Ohio State as an early grad, and then I think he was gone before the season even started in Texas, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think something happened where did he like reclassify, or he early enrolled or reclassified, one of the two, got there, and something happened, and I think he was gone before the season even started. That's a good point. I don't know. I'm sure the chat will inform us.
They know
the chat is so awesome. I love the chat.
I love the chat.
Knowers of all fucking things.
They know everything.
I mean, they are the chat seems like they should have their own show.
Yeah, and it should be called the chat.
Yeah, just the chat.
The fucking nobodies.
Let's
dive into this other game real quick. Shout out to all the members, by the way. You guys are somebodies. Let me ask you something. Sark has struggled versus Oklahoma. Their Red River rivalry, neutral site. Quinn Ewers, speaking of, is getting the start. Arch Manning has gone and done his thing. Where are you at with this game? Does Sark show who they are and blow these motherfuckers out for once and show that they're the best team in America? Or is this another struggle game? Because Sark seems to not be able to get out of that Red River rivalry unscathed.
I mean, I don't see Oklahoma getting blown out. I mean, I understand that in the last 10 games, Oklahoma's won 7 of them, if I remember correctly. And there's only been one game where Texas just beat the fucking bricks off Oklahoma. I'm pretty sure that was Venable's first year. And, it was kind of a rebuild year for him. He went 7-6, and then the next year he won. So Texas seems to be ranked higher in this game a lot and seems to lose it a lot. And look, if Texas drops this game to Oklahoma, then again, it's not the end of the world. It's not like Texas isn't going to get into the playoff unless they start dropping games. They got Georgia next week, which is kind of a big game. But I will say this. The Red River rivalry is a staple, and the Big 12 is bringing this to the SEC. And I hope the SEC people respect what it is because it's pretty awesome. I've got some clients that, young freshmen that his dad and him are going down to the game, huge Texas fan, bought tickets in the Oklahoma section, so I'm sure that'll be fun. Look, this is a great game. It's always a kick-ass atmosphere. I'm so glad that when Jerry Jones back in the day tried to move it to Jerry World that they said no and kept it the Cotton Bowl. It's everything that's great about these two smug-ass schools. So, look, Oklahoma and Texas are at the top of college football, and they have been forever. I don't know how the SEC is going to treat both of them as they go forward. I think Texas will probably have a little bit of a better, how do I say this? A little bit of a better future than Oklahoma. Just if I had to really, if you held my hand to the fire here, but this is a one-off every year. It doesn't really matter about the records. This is a rivalry game, and they're playing for the gold hat. And look, I wouldn't be surprised if 18 Oklahoma upsets number 1 Texas in this game at all. But the point spread is ridiculous. What is it, like 12 points or some shit?
14.5.
14 and a fucking half. Yeah, if you're a Sooner fan, I'd be taking that shit all day. I just don't see Oklahoma getting blown out, regardless of quarterback play and how they played against Tennessee. Every week look, I listened to Matt Rule say this in a press conference this week, and I was just blown away by what he said. But this isn't – everybody's looking at college football, and I think we do it too to a point. Like it's still traditional college football and recruiting and all this shit. Like this is mass change every fucking
Speaking of that game, real quick.
Nebraska's a bad matchup for CU, but then fucking Illinois is a bad matchup for Nebraska. And how's Nebraska going to do at Indiana this week that's undefeated and shit? So Vanderbilt beating Alabama, for God's sakes. I never would have I thought that if you bet on that game, you're a degenerate. Now I'm like, fuck, I wish I would have bet on that game.
Yeah, I think that the Indiana-Nebraska game next week, I think there's some good slates on that next week. Yeah, they got I think Indiana plays Nebraska next week. Right now, Cignetti could be Coach of the Year candidate.
I'm telling you, that son bitch at Indiana has got his guys rolling.
He does.
Yeah. He does it. Hey, Google me. I win. That's what he said.
I love seeing that, JB. Yeah.
I watched a little special on him too, and his coaching road and what he's done and all the different stops. And I got a lot of respect for that guy. I think he's going to do a good job.
Yeah. Speaking of USC, Penn State.
Alabama just might want to hire that guy right now.
Penn State travels out west to LA here. James Franklin's not very happy. The runway doesn't fit. They have to drive cars and buses, and they don't like to travel in this new realignment of divisions and leagues, but they're coming out west. I'm going to take USC as my upset pick of the week. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why, Matt. But you know how you and I get these feelings. That's the feeling that I have in my gut.
I got a feeling.
And I think Lincoln Riley's a fucking fraud. But it is what it is. I think they get it done. Penn State does not want to come here. I already hear the negativity from the head coach, James Franklin, who's a good friend of mine, who I love to death. I think they got the wrong attitude right now. I think they're going to come out here and get stunned.
Well, yeah. Look, going from Happy Valley all the way to LA is just as intimidating as going from LA to Happy Valley. So, look, this is what SC and UCLA, Oregon, and Washington signed up for, and this is what you get. Now, Penn State has to feel the wrath of travel. Wisconsin felt the wrath of travel. They went out to LA and played pretty well for a half and then fell off of a fucking cliff and got blown out by SC. I think SC does respond and beats Penn State at home for sure. I'm not saying Penn State's a great team. They're not a bad team. They're always, and I'm not going to bitch about this, because if I was a Nittany Lion fan or an alum, I'd be pretty happy with 10, 11 wins every year.
Right.
But 10 and 11 wins every year without beating Michigan, Ohio State, and playing for the Big Ten and going to play for big time goals becomes just as annoying as going 4-8. So, James Franklin has to figure this out. And if he can't figure out a way to motivate his team and win on the road, and the busing is a bit pain in the ass, and the travel and blah, 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 how are you going to do when you go to the playoffs? How are you going to do when Penn State has to travel to fucking – I don't fucking know. When they have to travel to anywhere on the other side of the country for a playoff game, or they have to go to a neutral site game in Dallas. This should be a prep for everything that they have in front of them. Instead of looking at it like, I'm annoyed, I've got to do all this shit, look at it like, hey, this is an opportunity to kind of see how the team's going to react to the travel, see how the team's going to react to the new circumstances and the new surroundings, and then see how the team is going to react to going out and playing hard against a good opponent, because that SC's not going to lay down.
Yeah.
That's true. Jamie, me, you should go to the game.
Huh?
You and I should go to the game.
Why?
Tomorrow?
Why would you do that to yourselves? Don't go. You don't need to go sit in traffic like that. And
I'll be on the boat. Matt, Matt, I'll be on the fucking yacht. I'm
just trying to see my boy, man. That's it. Me and Jamie, we don't see each other a lot. I'm trying to get out.
Hey, I invite you every week. I invite you every week somewhere. My house, to the boat. You decline, homie.
I like to meet somewhere neutral. I can't go to your house every single weekend.
Well, I can't be neutral. I got a lot of enemies. I got a lot of ops, they say. Matt, let's dive into your game. Colorado evening game. You got the night game. This is back in the day.
Upset alert. Correct
me if I'm wrong here. Back in the day, the AP poll and I still believe it to be true, hates the West Coast. That's why the West Coast in basketball, if UCLA was number one for 6 weeks and they lose a close game to Arizona, they would drop like 6 spots. But North Carolina loses a game to Duke by 1, they'll drop 1 spot because the AP was on the East Coast. That's just what it is. Coaching AP, the rankings AP, everything's on the AP because when this game starts, everybody out there that votes is sleeping. And that's just was fact. That's how it's always been. I hate that this game's this late because I think if Colorado goes out and plays well and performs and beats K-State, I don't believe they're going to get the recognition that they are will be 5-1 that they would normally get if they were on the East Coast. Am I misspeaking or no?
No, good. I'm glad.
You'd rather be under the radar there.
Bro, look, they're already flying above the clouds on so many levels. I don't care if they're being disrespected anymore. Now you want it actually. You like it. No, now that I think the team is what I thought they would be. I was very speculative that they would be what they are. I thought they'd be much better on the O&D lines than they are. I thought Shedeur would play clean, and when he doesn't have to do everything, he can do anything, and he is. I thought Travis Hunter would be the front runner for the Heisman, and he is. I thought the receivers would be as good as they are, and they are. I want them coming in underneath everybody's expectations. I want everybody picking K-State. I want everybody picking Arizona next week when they go to Tucson, regardless of the outcome of this game.
But you want the rankings though. You got to get them. You got to get in the top. Look,
if they win, if and when they win this game on Saturday night, they'll be ranked. They'll be 23rd, 22nd, something like that, and that's cool. Look, don't get me wrong when I say that being ranked is cool. It is. I'm glad they're going to be ranked, but I don't give a Tiffany fuck about the rankings. I don't care. I don't care. Like until you're in the top 12 and you're like got a guaranteed playoff spot, those are the rankings that matter. So being ranked will be nice, but then it just puts another target on you. So how do you handle the ranking? How do you handle the expectation of that? They're doing a really good job of lying in the weeds and just clapping back when people pick against them and when the national media picks against them. You've even got like Danny Cannell coming around and saying that they're a pretty good team. And I don't know if there's a bigger hater out there than that cat. So look, Colorado has a very unique opportunity here to play against a really good football team with Chris Klieman, who's got some holes. And those holes are the defensive secondary for Kansas State against the holes on the offensive line for Colorado. Like the right tackle for Colorado, whoever it's going to be, they have their hands full with a good defensive line. The secondary for Kansas State, they've struggled this year at times mightily. They should have, Tulane chopped them up. And if I'm Shedeur and that receiving core and Patty Boy, I'm licking my chops ready to go at Folsom at 8:15 at night. So this game, unfortunately, because my son's been deathly ill all week, in bed for 5 days. Like I've never seen him this sick before, but he got invited to the game. We can't go on Saturday because he's so sick he can't play tonight either. Damn. Yeah, it's bad, bro. He's lost a ton of weight. Like it's
mono or something?
He had COVID really, really bad again. And I know everybody's like, oh, COVID's not a thing. It sure seems like a fucking thing to me.
I had it. That shit's real.
It's a new flu.
It's
no doubt about it.
It's been ruthless.
Yeah.
Whether you fake it or not, it's out there. I don't care what it is.
It really fucked him up pretty bad for a week, and he's missing his first game ever, and he was so distraught about it. And I'm like, bud, you're okay. You're only a freshman. We'll figure it out. But my point is, like, this is an old school fucking rivalry game, bro. This is an old Big 12 North, slobber knocker. And I know they're doing the gold rush, and it's all there's a lot of hype around the game, but at the foundational level of this game, since I remember being at a game in 1996 where at Folsom on the old turf where CU won 12-0 against K-State in a driving rainstorm. And it was just like, it was a fucking war. And I was sitting there as a freshman in high school like, man, these games are awesome. And every time CU and Kansas State plays, it's a fucking drag-out knuckle fight. And that's what I'm hoping CU is ready for because I know K-State is. That's just what they're built on.
When's the last time these two played? That year?
Shit, it would have been the last year of the Big 12, so 2011 maybe.
Was the 96 game a Big 8 game or a Big 12 game?
The 96 game was the first Big 12 game between the two, but they're Big 8 rivals too. They were in the Big 8 together. But Kansas State, before Bill Schneider, as everyone knows or doesn't know, was like a JV program. They were awful. And then Bill Schneider came in and he, he put all the restrictions academically down, went to JUCO and just hammered JUCO and got a ton of good players.
Yep. Hired Ron Prince, he hired Ron Prince.
Michael Bishop, all those guys.
Bielema, they had Bielema as linebacker coach. They recruited Marvin Simmons for me at Compton.
Tons of good coaches. Stoops, Bob Stoops was Bob was a massive.
Snyder's like that. Drove the engine for a lot of these guys out there. Bo Pelini's, the Stoops.
Fucking A, man. The Bill Schneider coaching tree is deep.
Yeah, it's real deep. So give us your takeaway, man. What Colorado wins if?
Colorado wins if they keep Shedeur clean-ish. Because I at this point, I want him to get hit once or twice hard because it just pisses him off. And look, Colorado wins if they keep Shedeur clean and they can run the football to match Kansas State a little bit and then hit their shots down the field. And then also we got the number one run defense in the Big 12. So they're coming in trying to run the football. So our run defense has got to stand up and step up again. The defensive line's been outstanding. The law firm, the two linebackers have been outstanding. Shiloh's back this week. So no crash test dummy penalties. It's like Deion Sanders Jr. comes on my show and talks about it. Like when Shiloh's back, we haven't had any personal fouls on defense in the last couple of weeks, and he's been out. So now when he comes back and he's reinserted into the lineup, let's play smart. Let's play hard. Let's keep knocking people's block off. But let's play smart 2-1. That's a huge part of this.
Do you see high emotions with the Dylan Edwards, with all that controversy when he left Colorado? He's now there tonight or tomorrow night. He'll be there back where he started at Colorado, K-State. Do you see that being an emotional plus or minus for either team?
No, I think with the transfer portal era, it's just what it is. I don't think it's. I don't even think it's a story. There's just another kid that left and went somewhere else for another opportunity, and he was replaced in Boulder, and nobody remembers him, and he's an asset in Manhattan, and they love him. So it worked out for both schools.
All right, Colorado loses if
they turn the ball over and they're not ready to play. If they start slow against this team, they'll be in catch-up mode. I do think CU can play catch-up mode better than Kansas State, but still it's not where you want to be. If they can't block the defensive line, if they can't block the 3-3 stack scheme that Kansas State's going to throw at them, and they run 4-man over-under fronts at you too, that's going to be the key to the game. And unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, that's going to be the key to every damn game moving forward is, can the offensive line continue to improve and build? Is the right tackle, is it going to be a revolving door between Benson and Houston and whoever else they throw out there? Or can they find somebody to solidify that spot? And then also, can you put Travis Hunter in some different positions to get the football where you can't locate him and bracket him and double team him all the time? Are you going to start moving him around? If he is the weapon that we say he is, which he is, I mean, he should be in the backfield. He should be in the slot. He should be going in motion. He should be returning punts. We got to just wring all the water out of this one. And fortunately for Travis Hunter, that's just what it is. So the more he can do, the better. I would imagine that Kansas State's going to try and take Travis away. The problem is
they got a pretty good corner over there. I know his dad. They got a pretty good, legitimate NFL guy corner.
They're good in the secondary. They're not great. They've given up some stuff, but who hasn't? I mean, it's the middle of the year. Right. If they do try and bracket and double Travis the whole game, Shepard and Wester and Horn and all those cats are going to go off because I don't know if you can cover them one-on-one either. So it's literally, in my opinion, it's literally on the offensive and defensive lines in this game. And that's the way it is damn near every time we played this team in the past. And whichever front, them or us played better won. Like I said, every time I played this team from 2000 to 2004 in college, every time we beat them, we played for the Big 12 title. And every time we lost, we didn't go to a bowl game. So That's
Shaun in the chat. I play with Jacob's dad. That's the corner I'm talking about. Yep. Hey, Matt, you got that Jet shirt on. Not to cut you off, I got to get your take before you leave.
Yep.
Since the last time you were on, Robert Saleh's been fired in New York. You said that was Aaron Rodgers' team. Let's keep it honest. We know what it is. We've had this conversation. Who wants to go in there right now and coach this guy, Aaron Rodgers, when you know it's his team, as we've alluded to? And how does Nathaniel Hackett still get a paycheck to this day, and Robert Saleh is not there? I'm confused. I've talked to Jermaine. I've talked to these other people out there on that team, and I'm like, I've heard some crazy shit. It's some crazy shit going on in that building. Woody Johnson bought this team in 2000. Please name me a quarterback that's been relevant since he took over, and please name me what he's done on the organization. What has he really done? He had a plug Michael Vick, a plug older Brett Favre. What we see now is a plug Aaron Rodgers. They drafted Mark Sanchez. They haven't been good since Ken O'Brien or Kenny Eason. And I'm just trying to figure out what have they done since Woody Johnson has owned this team. And that's why they'll never be questioned because they're the billionaire owners. And Rex Ryan took this team to the playoffs. They had them really good. They beat the Patriots a few times.
AFC Championship game.
And they fired him. It makes sense. They fired this guy during the season. I was shocked that after 5 games, they're only 2-3. I can see at 0-5. The defense hasn't allowed over 20 points, Matt. The offense scoring 9 points against a rookie quarterback who threw for fucking 60 yards and nicks blows my mind. It is the worst offense I've ever seen. There's literally no motion. There's no tight end swap. There's no fucking personnel grouping changing. I've never seen nothing this stagnant on offense. And the innovation or the creativity that it lacks is the worst I've ever seen in the NFL level. And I don't know how, but I'm glad that Todd Downing is now going to call the plays. But again, how does that go with Aaron Rodgers?
Well, look, I think that Ulbrich, if people don't know anything about Jeff Ulbrich, okay, he was a gritty ass middle linebacker for 12 years.
Yep.
And he wasn't the best player on the field ever, but that motherfucker could play. Okay.
He's like a Will Compton, huh? He's like a Will Compton. Like
he's like, he's like one of these. He was remember Greg Beaker? He's a Greg Beaker. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a guy. He's a Gary Plummer. He's a Matt Millen. Like he's one of these he's one of these guys you can just stick in the middle of your defense and go tackling machine, and he goes tackling machine. Now, he's the head coach, and I would imagine that he was not very happy with how things were going. So he's a vet in this league, and he's not going to be afraid to tell Aaron Rodgers, who's a total prima donna, let's just be real, what he thinks. So I don't know how the fuck Hackett keeps his job. Robert Saleh, bro, the fact he's getting broke off so fucking big for the next 3 years. Like this is almost like
a day, man. 20 grand a day.
20 grand a fucking day. Like I need to go into coaching. I'm sorry, but fuck this show and fuck my show. I need to go coach and get fired. So
right, get fired.
Real life, it's the best job in the world. Like if I'm fired football coach, like what the fuck? You just
Robert Saleh, you better not take no fucking job for the Niners this year.
No, don't take a job. Go on vacation, homie. Yes, $20,000 a fucking day. I'm out. So it's like when Ed Orgeron was at LSU and they walked in, they're like, well, we've got a $20 million buyout on the table, and we want you fired. And he's like, which door do you want me to walk out?
Well, that's right.
He just won a lawsuit yesterday. Lawsuit, $17 million.
Good for him. That's fucking awesome. Like, go Tigers. I think Robert Saleh got out of this right at the right time because I think this is a disaster, bro. Like,
it is.
The offensive line is bad. It reminds me of like I just don't know. I can't remember a time in NFL history where this worked. And I was very hopeful it would work being a Jet fan and playing for the team, but Jesus Christ, it is awful. They have 2 big backs they don't use. They have no creativity in their offense. Aaron Rodgers just looks pissed off all the time. And he probably is. He's probably wondering why the fuck he's out there doing this right now at this age off a torn Achilles. But it's on him. I mean, when you don't show up to mini camps and you don't fucking put in the work, you can't just show up It's not the way football works. And Aaron Rodgers is a just show up guy. On top of the fact that
doesn't this go against
the league? Isn't the league just a show up league now too? Everybody just shows up and plays football.
But that's my point. You and I have had arguments about this. Isn't this kind of against your take as far as preseason goes? Because this is my take. I want to get your take before you get out of here. I know we got a bunch of guests left. I got to ask you, good luck to the Buffs and your guys' alma mater this week. Let me ask you, your take before, my boys, I root for my boys. If your take before, I'm rooting against them on the pick though. If your take before was don't play preseason, fuck it, they don't play preseason. I think Robert Saleh got fired when he did not demand that Aaron Rodgers at least play a game. And this is why, and I'm just putting my GM cap on. Matt or Smitty, this is why, dog, because you don't have a GM cap, Smitty. You're not very smart. Matt, here's why, Matt, and I'm being real talk. Yeah, real talk, though, Smitty.
He's not smart.
Matt, Matt, if you don't see your 40-year-old quarterback coming off an Achilles, real talk, and I don't see what you can do live and against live ammunition in a preseason game, at least one. How do I know what to do on first and second down where they're the worst first and second down team in the NFL, fact, and when I have to see him drop back 35, 45, and even 54 times as last game and throw the ball around when I don't know what he can do. Now, if I saw him in a preseason game, I go, at least as the head coach and the CEO and evaluator, I go, listen, hey, guess what, Nathaniel Hackett? We need to run the fucking ball. We need to get under center until this guy's week 5 or 6 and healthy enough to drop back 35 plus times a game. We threw him in a game without playing at all. He was in Egypt, ayahuasca. And he comes in and throws the ball 42 times against the 49ers, looked atrocious. He gets his feet back against the Patriots, where we found out is one of the worst teams in football now. And then ever since, against Denver, a good defense, against last week's good defense, he's been atrocious, and the offense is atrocious. I thought he got fired. I think he got fired when he didn't demand he play in that preseason game coming off an injury. Now, if he wasn't off an injury, Smitty, I agree to you. But he came off an injury at 40, homie. You can't just hope he's coming out fully healthy and ready to go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, look, this is a tricky one because it's just the nature of the league. But
it is.
When you're coming off the fucking Achilles tear like he did, it would probably be a good idea to show up to the mandatory mini camp and probably be a good idea to go in and push yourself in camp to see if you're ready. But look, this is what the NFL is. Remember that it's one of the reasons I don't really bet on the first 4 weeks of the season, because it's an extension of the preseason. And the NFL has conned everybody to think that it's real football. It's not. It's not real football. I mean, it's an extension of the preseason. Everybody's trying to figure each other out. And now rolling into October, everyone's like, oh, well, now we've actually got tape on people and we can start building our team. And we're 3-3 and, we've got the whole fucking season in front of us. But some of these teams don't, and the Jets are one of them. So, look, it is panic time in New York. If they can't figure this out, this Aaron Rodgers thing is going to look just as ridiculous as the Brett Favre thing or the fucking Russell Wilson thing or the Matt Ryan thing, or it's just – I mean, man, when these quarterbacks fall off a cliff, they fall hard.
Yeah, they do. Matt, good luck this weekend. We'll see you Monday. And hopefully for you, you're 5-1 and ranked. And hopefully for me, K-State wins.
This is a big win for me. I need Colorado to win this. If they win this, I win my bet with JB. He owes me a lot of money, so I'm rooting for Colorado on the bus this weekend.
Nobody cares. Matt, appreciate you. We'll see you Monday.
I care.
Later, guys. Go Buffs.
See you. So if the Buffs win this weekend, you owe me like $1,000 or something like that?
No. But anyway, let's bring in our guest right away, though.
No, I'll try to ignore it, homie.
We're already late. Our main man, a sit-down pod owner and operator. Make sure you head on over to the Sit Down Crime Pod.
This guy don't like me no more.
And TikTok. Who don't? Why not?
Last time he came on the show, and I was on the show, he came at me. It's real beef.
Let's ask him. Jeff, you know that there's a real. Oh, first of all, let me clear the air real quick. So, because I pay homage to people, and when I hook up people, that's what I try to do. I hook up people with money, deals, whatever. I've done it with Matt and Steve and whatever I can. Jeff is responsible for hooking Smitty and I up with getting BetUS. So I want to make sure everyone knows this. Jeff's been with BetUS. He hooked us up, got us on the phone, and then now we have a deal. And so I wanted to thank Jeff for extending his hand. I do the same when we can. When we know certain people, we help each other out. That's what we do. So we wanted to appreciate Jeff and let that be known. Appreciate you, Jeff. And now, do you have a beef with Smitty?
No, I wouldn't get you guys stuff like that. Listen, here's something to all of you folks. Life is about connections. It's all about who you know.
All who you know, and who knows you.
It's all who you know, and JB burns every bridge he has. That's what I was talking about earlier this show. Mina Kimes, fucking all of ESPN, all of Fox. I'm like,
well, I just finished Last Chance U last night. I watched the whole thing over.
How was it?
JB seasons are funny, man. That last year, JB, your team sucked.
You know what? We had more talent. We probably had more talent.
It just didn't work. Yeah.
It's a nuclear. Jeff, here's the thing that no one knows behind the scenes, though. Why are you laughing, homie?
Man, I wasn't expecting that. Like, I'm sorry. Jeff just straightforward with it. Just your team was ass. Like, damn.
Well, we've already.
I mean, they just there was a lot of like no one cared at the end. Like the last 3 or 4 games, no one gave a fuck, you know.
And here's the thing: I was already building for the new year because I was gutting everybody. I was firing coaches. I fired everybody, right? Kids. See, they don't show. I cut 32 kids during that season and fired 7 coaches, and they don't even show it. So here's the reason why, though. We had something like 400 females that enrolled in school from across the country, and I get this sheet. My AD comes in and goes, "You want some good news or bad news?" I go, "What the fuck? What is it?" Well, we got a bunch of fucking nobodies that just enrolled in classes, which we can't deny. Because the enrollment in a small junior college, you have to take that money and you have to get that enrollment. The enrollment was simply to be on camera. These broads wanted to be around these dudes in these dorms and be on camera because they knew Netflix was there. Well, we also had 200 football players that nobody recruited show up and walk into my office like, "Coach, I'm here to play." And I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?" We only recruit our talent here. This is a scholarship junior college. It's not Ball State, right? So we come in and so that I just want to give you some context. It was straight bad nucleus from the top to the bottom, and these motherfuckers were there for the wrong reasons. And as you know, and anyone knows, Smitty knows, in that space in football, you get a bad apple, it ruins a whole batch.
Yeah,
is what it is. I got bamboo. I got bombarded. I got backstabbed by my own administration, not my AD. She was the greatest. But they rather have the money and not let you know that they got all these fucking people saying they're playing football when they know that only football players came from me directly.
Let me ask you something. I was curious about this with that school. So they built like that turf field. They did all this.
I built.
I'm saying, did they do that because of you?
No, I got it done. I fundraised that. I got all that shit done myself. The owner of Netflix, Reed Hastings, gave me $50,000 towards it, and then I fundraised $1 million. And I put that turf field out there where that grass used to be, where the cow ran across it. I put that turf field out there, and I also built coaches' offices, locker rooms, fucking meeting rooms, total office. I built everything on that fucking place. So yeah, now that was all me. They didn't do shit. Netflix only gave the school, not me, $30,000 a year.
Hey, JB, I don't know if you saw it, but I was looking into like that league now and like who's good. There was a game this year. A team lost 99-0.
JUCO is the worst it's ever been right now.
I think it was Ellsworth or something.
Ellsworth lost 99-0?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
To another team, Hutch, I think.
Oh, Hutch is a power.
Yeah, it was. Who's the coach there now at ICC?
That's where Alvin Kamara and Cordell Patterson, Zach Taylor, the head coach for the Bengals, went to Butler Community College right next to Hutch. But yeah, a lot of
that's a big league.
They're big time. Yeah, JUCO out there, Butler, Hutch, Garden City, Indy was. Fort Scott had Jason Pierre-Paul and Davante David when they played Cam Newton, who we had on the show for the national title.
Some of them teams could beat Ball State.
No, some of those teams could beat KU. A lot of.
I know. I'm just fucking around.
Yeah. Not
Smitty
now.
didn't
Though.
laugh.
Not now though. JUCO now is imploding. It's very bad.
It's the
Hey,
reason,
Jeff.
it's the
Hey,
reason
Jeff.
guys go to JUCO, and I'm gonna leave
Hey,
it at
hey,
that.
Jeff.
I saw EMCC
no.
sucks too now.
Who?
EMCC, they suck now too.
Oh, East Mississippi. Yeah, man. It's been watered down because of the portal. You can't get those big time players no more. Hey, Jeff, we got. Hopefully, you can tie in with this, Jeff. We got to share the screen with you because we're on a borrowed time with this. And Jesse Morse went viral last night with the father of Christian Watson of the Chiefs, and he's going to come in for a quick couple minutes with Jeff because he's going to use some DFS picks on his injury side. Jeff's going to give us his picks. And I got to borrow Jesse real quick and get the take because he had a viral moment last night, just like I had. With Mina Kimes, Jesse. What's going on? Give us the take real quick on what's happening
here.
Okay, long story short, have you ever heard of a player's father commenting on a player's injury during the week it's happening?
No, I haven't.
No.
Jeff?
No, I can't say I have.
You can't even say, the team doc will never say anything. You can't even get anything from the freaking head coach.
So you're saying he got some inside information. He tweeted it out. You didn't know it was his dad, and you're sitting there like, I'm pretty good at this.
So here, the context is where people lose this. People have to understand. I get about 50 of these a day. Right? I have 100 and something thousand followers. There's no way I can A, see all the answers, and B, I can't check all of these people. So like, I just saw a random name. I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. I don't recognize his name. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's just, a fan. I don't know. So then I read it. I'm like, oh, I mean, it's possible, but like, I've been doing this for a while. I'm kind of pretty good at what I do. And they're like, oh no, it's this. This is what the MRI shows, not on video. And I'm like, okay. Again, I still don't know who this person is. And then I basically commented a little bit more. And then come to find out, he never said it. He never admitted it. His followers were basically saying, hey, that's Christian Watson's dad. And I'm like, if I Google dude's name, it comes up, yeah, it's his dad. But I don't.
You're giving away your insight on what you know. The dad has insider trading information because he was there with the doctor or what have you. And he's basically saying you're wrong and all this shit because usually dads or coaches or trainers aren't out there on the same day of an injury giving out inside information.
Correct. I was a little surprised genuinely that his father would go out of his way to correct someone talking about this injury. And then he specified the diagnosis. The reason why this came up was because it appeared that he suffered a high ankle sprain on Sunday, which is unfortunate. But then what was unfortunate, or which was good, is that he came back to practice on Wednesday. And I'm like, that's not consistent with a high ankle. Like, that doesn't happen. So then I'm like, maybe he didn't suffer a high ankle. Maybe he got lucky. So that's what I retweeted my video saying, hey, he's practicing today. That like, okay, let's be cautiously optimistic. And that's when he responded. So
where is Christian
just
Watson?
A weird interaction.
Is he playing?
Okay.
Is he playing?
Maybe.
All right.
Yeah,
Look.
I mean, Dubes, we'll see what happens to Dubes with the suspension last week. Reed looks incredible. Wicks looks good. Kraft's a little banged up, but I think he'll be fine.
Hey, stand on business, Doc. We're glad you're on the show and you come on. And now we had two people. Give us a real quick. I know you're busy. Real quick, because Jeff's going to give us his picks later. Give us your injury updates on this Friday. I know it mostly comes out on Tuesdays when you're on.
Yeah.
You've had 3 days now. Anything change in the world of the mix-ins, the neighbors?
So Neighbors, in my opinion, is out. Yesterday went a little viral that he was at the Travis concert on Tuesday night or Wednesday night, one of the two, which is I've been to Travis's concerts. He's really good show, but it's not exactly what you want to be post-concussion or during concussion. He has not been able to ramp up. One of the reporters yesterday basically said it's the fatigue, which is secondary to concussion. He's not able to get his wind to be able to do a full practice, is basically what he said. And then, so if you can't do a full practice without pads, then you can't clear stage 4 in order to be able to practice with pads, which is stage 5. So, and you have to do one separate. So he's only got today. He technically can't do both. Therefore, he should be out on Sunday, which is unfortunate, but which is a huge swing. That will be a huge swing in that game.
Mixon?
James Cook dealing with a turf toe, probably. It's a Monday night game, so it's a little bit later, and that's kind of throws off the timeline. If he practices today, he hasn't practiced yet. If he practices tomorrow, maybe he plays. But even so, I think he's pretty high risk, so maybe we look at the unders or just avoid him altogether. And then I think Ray Davis will probably get more work. Maybe Ty Johnson, just given his receiving abilities, but I think it's probably going to be more of a committee. And these turf toes suck. They're awful injuries. They're very painful. You can't push off. You can't pivot. They don't heal in 2-3 days. They don't, unfortunately. Brian Robinson has been struggling with this knee injury for a couple weeks now. He's pretty much a game time decision facing that pretty good rushing defense from Baltimore. I don't expect him to do a whole lot there. Rashad White's got a midfoot injury. He could potentially miss as well, or if he plays, really struggle. So maybe a Bucky week. Ramondre Stevenson got hit in the calf with a helmet, which just sounds painful. But he keeps popping up with a foot injury. So I don't know if they misquoted it or if he's got two injuries or so. There's a chance he doesn't play this week. So maybe we see Gibson and Hardy or whoever else is in the backfield. We should see Drake May. Maybe that helps, Douglas and Polk a little bit. Chase Brown popped up yesterday with a quad injury. Hopefully it's a quad bruise and not a strain, because if it's a strain, he's going to be very high risk for re-injury. Zach Moss ended up getting back on the field yesterday with what looked like a very mild high ankle sprain. So maybe he potentially plays as well. So we'll have to see how that plays out today. Travis Etienne banged up with a shoulder. If you look at the deep stats for Bigsby, he is a beautiful zone runner, and who they're facing this week is perfect for them. So I think Bigsby's going to have a fantastic week. And then Gus Edwards is probably out this week, so maybe we see the evolution of Kamani Vidal. Joe Mixon needs to practice today to play. There's a chance he plays this week. Damian Pierce will be back with his hammy. Ogunbowale looks pretty good. Akers has not been very good at all. So in general, I think they could potentially have all of their running backs this week against New England.
Is Russell Wilson back?
Ooh.
Can he play tomorrow or Sunday?
Yes, he's ready.
All right.
He's ready. He practiced in full twice this week, the past 2 days, for the first time ever with the Steelers. Since before his injury. So I wouldn't say Wilson is on a short leash per se, but if need be, he should be available. I'll just put it that way. And they have a relatively easy schedule the next 2 games, so it should be fine. But Jonathan Taylor probably going to be out this week with his high ankle. This is confirmed high ankle. This is the second time he suffered it in 2 years. He had a high ankle repair 2 years ago, so maybe it lessens the amount of time he misses. Maybe this week, probably next week. Sermon popped up with a collarbone, but he cleared that since. So it's probably be him and Godwin. I think we see Anthony Richardson pop back this week. The hip looks fine. Oblique looks fine. Abdominal strain looks fine. But he probably lost his 2 top receivers.
Yeah.
Pittman has some type of back injury. It could be a fracture. Could be a herniated disc. It's hard to tell. They didn't comment on it. And then Josh Downs has a toe injury, has not practiced yet this week. So maybe we see Adonai Mitchell, we see Alec Pierce, we see, whoever. I'm trying to think whoever else is on.
What about Smitty's IR5?
He just said he's back. He just said that. You ain't listening.
He said AR5. I said IR5.
I don't know who that is.
No IR now. No, he's starting to collect the different injuries for the body. If you look at his injury report, but the kid's talented. He just needs to get his accuracy up.
Before you get out of here, Derek Carr.
Should be out this week and probably next week. He's got an oblique strain, as we talked about the other day. We'll see Rattler. They're excited about this kid. He sounds like he processes really well. He's going to target probably Olave and Shaheed, who banged up, but he'll play, and Kamara early and often. It'll be nice.
Give me your Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers is going to play unless you chop off his leg. That dude's just who he is.
All right, so the reason I asked that, because I'm going to get into this with Jeff after you get out of here. Those 2 teams tell me that Davante Adams is a no-go, because I'm not going to go to a quarterback I don't know if he's going to even be healthy enough to play long-term. And now I'm hearing rumors that originally Smitty and I had this. I think he's going to Buffalo if he is traded, but I think he's staying in Vegas. To be honest,
They could. Yeah. Shakir is a big question mark for this game. They really need him. That's Allen's like safety blanket. We thought it was going to be Kincaid. It's not. It's Shakir. Shakir has a decent ankle sprain. I think it's right side. He hasn't practiced yet. Again, it's a Monday game, so the week's a little off. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Jacoby Myers, kind of same boat. He might miss the game as well. And then Nico Collins, we saw go on IR. Mooney should be fine with his knee. Leggett with his shoulder is fine. Olave's fine. Deontay Johnson's fine. Cooper should be back next week. Cooper Kupp.
Oh, good.
I think. Good. And then we saw last night with Mason, likely an AC sprain. Probably a type 1. These really hurt for running backs, as you can imagine, with running into people. So he came back, which means it wasn't a fracture, it wasn't a dislocation, but he only played one play, and he was having a ridiculous game, which is unfortunate. We saw Garendo have a ridiculous, finish, but he wasn't getting a lot of volume. Like Taylor was getting. He didn't look very good. So there's a chance all three of them play next week. And we will probably get McCaffrey after the bye in week 10. Njoku's going to play through a knee injury, probably not very effective, but he tried. Conklin will be fine with a hip. Gazeki nursing hamstrings, so we're going to be a little careful. Maybe we target all a little bit. And then Taysom Hill has rib fractures. He probably needs another week or two. It's too fresh. And then Evan Ingram, very high risk, but will play with his hamstring. Be careful with him. He's taking way longer than he should, which just tells me he's at high risk for re-injury. Devonta Smith and AJ Brown would be back, and that's about it. There's about 60 guys on the list, but those are the main ones.
God damn. Hey, we appreciate you hopping in, man. Last minute. I know you're busy, so I appreciate you. We'll see you Tuesday with all the updates, and enjoy the weekend out there. Stay dry.
Take guys.
Have a good one.
Hey, Jeff, real quick, if you're a DFS bettor, real quick, before we pick these games for Saturday, are you heavy Tank Dale now that Nico is done for 4 weeks?
We can't hear you, Jeff. You're muted, man.
Sorry. This is an interesting subject because when you look at offensive analytics, which I know you like, Coach JB, Houston's offense is struggling. They're not good.
Too many guys. I think CJ is struggling on getting guys. You know what I'm saying? Got a lot of talent there.
And you look at when they played really well offensively, Joe Mixon was available and ready to go. No offense, Smitty. It was against the Colts. That said, we haven't really seen them look great since. You're not going to have Collins. Stephon Diggs is too worried about fucking Cardi B, during the days off. I would think it'd be heavy Tank Dell, but I think he could be injured too. That's kind of your issue there. So there's a lot of problems with that team. They're just kind of finding their way through the season. This is what happens, unfortunately. People get injured. People have to step up. A lot of guys would kill for Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs, but they got to get Joe Mixon back healthy. Doesn't seem like that offense looks the same. The only offense worse analytically than them right now? Cleveland, who has looked terrible. So
I know the Jets are last in I think the Jets are last in the league in total yards and offense, right?
They're pretty bad too. But yeah, the Texans, as some folks are saying, this group could be 2 and 3. They've got to just kind of make it through here. But the offense hasn't looked good. And yeah, I would think it'd be heavy Tank Dell. But he looks hurt too.
Hey, we got to get your picks because I wanted to end it with some Free Game Friday with something you commented on Twitter, and I wanted to ask you a little bit about Angel Reese, who Smitty and you like as far as looks. Yeah.
Listen, I think Angel Reese.
You're trying to get on my bandwagon. I'm telling you, but we'll dive.
I think Angel Reese is, to me, attractive. She's my type. That said, to say don't sexualize me, but then sexualize herself all the time is weird. It doesn't make any sense. I think she's very hypocritical, but. We
all are as human beings. That's not your shit.
Yeah, but again, she's always the victim, yet she continues to make herself the victim. I guess that's my whole thing. But
don't look at me do squats, Smitty. Don't look at me do squats with my pussy out and my asshole out. Don't look.
But but a lot of women do this. They wear these insane get-ups to the gym that people look at them and say, People are being creepy.
What do y'all want them to wear? Some like big ass baggy ass jeans and big ass baggy ass hoodies to cover up all their
women.
shape. They have shape. They're women. They have breasts. They have ass. They have.
No, I get
as
that.
Men, let's act like we got some ass before and be able to go work out without fucking losing our minds.
I understand that.
Ass somewhere. That's all I'm saying.
I understand that. I understand that. But at the end of the day, there's some of these girls, they wear like these hot pink, like super short shirts. And it's like, they're all looking at me. It's like, yeah, I mean, we're men. That's how it goes.
Hey, so while we're on that subject, then before we do our picks, we'll end with our picks. Then you said something on a tweet. Anthony Edwards is dating a certain person, and I wanted to comment on this because you said, why do these athletes, rappers, and entertainers just swap each other out? And Smitty and I had this discussion a few months ago, and Smitty knows because he's in the space. I've learned through Netflix. I'm going to tell you why. What I've heard, Jeff, and then you give me your take. They do it because their circle on social media and how big they are. They're scared to go out and venture out and go randomize themselves with a random broad or guy. So they go with the comfortable circle on who their managers know, who their marketing teams know. I'm with you, Jeff. It's absolutely fucking a joke. I think it's a crazy. I can't. I don't know. I don't get it. But these guys fuck each other basically. So that's what they basically do. So
it's bizarre.
I know you said. What did you say about this?
It's bizarre to me. But then again, I often wonder. Like, I'm not famous or rich. I will likely never be that level. I won't be.
Don't put that
no,
there.
I mean, I'll never be a platinum rapper. That's not my thing. That said, even me, as I get older, if I talk to a girl and she has no fucking intelligence, she has no plans in life. She wants to be an Instagram so-and-so. I'm good. Like, I have no interest in that. I don't know why these guys do. If I'm this rich and famous, why aren't we going after like just someone a little bit more? What are we doing?
They're scared. They're scared that someone's going to say, and Smitty knows that they're scared that this girl or whoever, this guy is going to go and screenshot something, put it out there. They're going to tell someone randomly that they kick it with. And then it becomes an exploitation.
But JB, I think what we do see though is most women are the same. They want money. They want something out of you. This dude probably wouldn't have her if he wasn't who he is. But then again, when you look at just regular guys, it's a lot of ugly guys with hot women. They have something. At the end of the day, like it's very rare to find what Smitty has, right? He has a wife that like actually likes him and he actually likes her. That's rare nowadays. It's not a normal thing. Unfortunately, this is what it is. It's sad where we are as a society.
I mean, but listen, at the end of the day, let's keep it simple. Man, what's the one thing that's undefeated, JB, in this world?
Pussy and new pussy.
There you go. So at the end of the day, if you're an NBA player, you're a rapper, whatever, and you're just in that space, there's a selection of women, like JB said, that are usually at all these different events. So it's not like Anthony Edwards was like, oh, that's little baby mama. Let me go try to hit her. Nah, she was around. She was flirting, putting her ass on or whatever the situation was. He's a man.
But Smitty, let me
ask you. Like, it ain't that fucking. We making it all complicated. It ain't that deep.
Yeah, I'm not a bit. Listen, I'm not a big fan of some of the things he's done recently as far as politics stuff. But we can all agree that Stephen Curry, great player, good dude. Like his wife is like. Why don't men go after women like that, right? Like, she like my sister would never behave like that. Like she was just raised differently. Like that's just not how we do it in my house. She would never act like that. And you know why? Because I'm her fucking brother, right? Get off that fucking bar. You're not dancing. You're a fucking Nadu. You don't behave like that. Some women just know.
Act like what specifically? I'm sorry, I was a little confused.
A fucking hoe. You don't behave like that. No.
Who was acting like a hoe?
No, my sister just wouldn't do that.
Oh yeah,
right?
I got you.
Like Stephen Curry's wife wouldn't do that, right? Like there's just certain women that have ethics and morals, I remember once when I was a kid, I was maybe 22, 23. My sister just turned 21. I saw her out at the same spot one time. And she was thinking about going up in that bar. I said, if you go up in that motherfucking bar, I will rip you down. And she didn't go up on that bar. My sister would never act like that.
Hey, Jeff, coach it or allow it, bro. Coach it or allow it.
Exactly.
Let's get a couple picks from you real quick before you get out of here. I know you got to go too. Again, we appreciate it.
I got about 10 minutes. Let's do some picks.
All right, bet. Let's. We got Sean King after you.
Funny motherfuckers, boy.
Hey, let's go. Utah, Arizona State. Is this a game that Arizona State can steal, being 4-1 on the road? I mean, they're at home. It's 101 degrees at kickoff. Woo. Just put that out there.
Yeah.
Where you at with that game?
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm getting real tired of this charade between Cam Rising and whether he's going to play or not. Tonight, he's supposedly going to play. I've kind of just stopped betting Utah games. He is very important to me and what they do. I don't want to bet on them. This is a tough game, though. Both teams playing well. It's at Arizona State. It struck me as a little high. But, Coach Smitty, I'm done with these games. I'm done trying to figure out whether Cam Rising is going to play or not. Like, tonight, he's likely to play, and then we'll see him in fucking street clothes as they kick the game off. So, I have no opinion. It's the one that I'm just not giving an opinion on.
Respect.
Got you. All right. Let's. I'm gonna go Utah. They gotta have to stay on track if they really want to get a playoff.
But your boys at Arizona, Kenny Dillingham's a good coach, man. That running back Scatterbo they have, he's legit, man.
I told you about Scatterbo. He's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. The Red River. Sark struggles against Oklahoma historically. Ewers is back. Minus 14.5 for Texas seems a bit large, but this is the number one team in the country now. Number one teams seem to have been falling as of late. Alabama last week. Can we see another one fall this week?
Yeah, I didn't bet this one personally. Probably won't. I'm not a big fan of these high-profile games a lot of the time. I would probably lay it here. I think Texas wins yet again by margin. I mean, I don't think we've kind of realized Oklahoma has issues. It's not going to just change because they had a bye week. Their quarterback play sucks. Baker Mayfield ain't walking through the door. Jalen Hurts ain't walking through the door. They just don't have a good quarterback. That's just the truth. We've seen it time and time again. They really struggle to move the ball against Tennessee. This ain't Tennessee. Texas is the best team in the country. They have been murdering teams. And if you want to step in front of that, go ahead. It could be a rivalry, and you're right, but this is not a good Oklahoma team, and this is a significantly better Texas team. This is the best Texas team in 10+ years.
Two interesting ones. My upset pick of the week. USC is going to beat Penn State at home here in the Coliseum. Penn State does not. They're already making excuses as to why they don't want to travel. It's a far runway. You got to travel out here, blah, blah, blah. The team here, James Franklin as the leader. I think it's a bad start to a week that is going to bite them in the ass. James Franklin, as you've alluded to, Jeff, before on this show, will always screw the pooch on one of these games. I see this one being the one after USC's disappointment to Minnesota last week on the road.
Well, here's why I don't. So for anyone that doesn't know, State College is an hour from Harrisburg, right? This has always been an issue at Penn State, okay? It's hard to recruit because you can't fly right into State College. It's difficult. Like, I get where he's coming from. That said, it's just comes across as complaining. They have been home for 5 straight weeks, though. I think they welcome leaving, at least most of the kids there. It's not like they're going to fucking Colorado Springs or, Lubbock. You're going to
Los Angeles.
Yeah, you're going to sunny LA. It's nice.
Hood.
And I'll tell you what, it's starting to get cold here. It's starting to, I would welcome it personally.
98 here.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, USC is struggling. They are. The defensive and offensive lines have no level to where Penn State is. Miller Moss has struggled against top defenses. Drew Aller's moving the ball. They get their running back Singleton back. They should be able to run all over a team that allowed almost 300 yards to Michigan. I disagree with you, JB. I laid it here. That's it. I can understand where you're coming with from the travel standpoint. But I think, again, a lot of teams have to do this. You go to Morgantown. You gotta get off the plane, get on a bus, and drive to Morgantown from where the airport is. So this happens. It's kind of normal.
It might be abroad, actually.
Yeah. Here's one that I think's in your wheelhouse. California coming off a disappointing loss to Miami. They lost a horrible one on the road to Florida State. Cross country, got to come back cross country home to play Miami. Should have won. Now they got to go back cross country to your neck of the woods and play an undefeated Pittsburgh. Are you high on this game at all as an upset?
Yeah, I'm high on Pittsburgh. This team has been covering. They're 5-0 against spread. They've covered every game this year. And you didn't, I mean, you made a great point on Cal's travel, but they may have one of the worst schedules here in America. They played game 1 at home. Then they went to play Auburn in Auburn. Then they went back home to play San Diego State. Then they went to Florida State to take on Florida State. Then they went back home to play Miami. And now they're back on the East Coast playing Pittsburgh. That
unbelievable.
That is
It's
very
got a tax, Smitty. You know, traveling in football, this is taxing. Taxing is shit.
Time zone changing. Your weekly schedule has to change. You got to leave earlier. Everything's different.
And throw in, you just lost a game. You were up by like 20, right?
Late.
And I mentioned this last week. Cal had yet to see an offense that can throw the football like that. This group at Pittsburgh is right there as well. This is a top 7 passing offense in America. You might not know it, but they are. Eli Holston can chuck it around. They're very good in the red zone. I like Pittsburgh here. I think they take it to Cal. You have to wonder, could this be a game where Cal kind of topsy-turvies and gets off the runway, if you will, a little bit? I think they struggle here.
There's 3 games left I want to talk about before you get out of here. Number 1 being who I think should be Coach of the Year candidate, along with Cignetti at Indiana, and Dion if he continues to win. But so Kalani Sitake, one of my best friends in the world, not only football but in general, has BYU at 5-0. They play Arizona at home. They're 5-0. Is Arizona? Is this an upset alert game, or does BYU handle themselves?
You know, Arizona is one of the weirdest teams in America, man. I mean, they beat New Mexico but gave up 39. Then they barely beat Northern Arizona. Then they don't show up against K-State. Then they beat Utah. And then they lose to Texas Tech. I don't know what they are as a team. They seem like a group that they're just kind of Jekyll and Hyde, and they're going in to play a team that's, as you talked about, very good. That's a huge game.
Older, Mormon, 25-year-old average.
Blue collar. You're going to hit you in the mouth. They have a good quarterback and Retzlaff. They're well coached. Don't make a lot of mistakes. And that's a good home atmosphere there. You know, you're getting what you're paying for when you lay 3 points. You always get 3 points being at home. I put this number a little bit higher. I think Arizona is a bit broken. I think outside, if you can figure out that receiver there, and by me figuring out doubling him, I don't know if they have anybody else. And that's kind of the issue Arizona have here.
Ole Miss LSU. LSU lost the SC game 1. They're really disappointed, especially after watching USC lose to Minnesota and Michigan. They probably figured they let one go. Ole Miss coming off a loss 2 weeks ago, bouncing back against South Carolina. They got LSU in Baton Rouge, 85 degrees at kickoff, humid, muggy, after a hurricane just ran through the Gulf. Where are you at with this game?
Ole Miss gets back into the playoff picture. Not that they've ever left it, but they're going to win this game. Jackson Dart's going to get back, have his name a little bit, starting to wonder maybe he can win the Heisman as one of those quarterbacks where they're going to be relevant. They're going to put up big numbers all season. If Ole Miss can run the table, look, I think they're probably in the playoff right now, but if they can run the table, they've got some big-time games coming up. Dart can move the ball. I just don't like LSU's defense. I don't think they're very good. You may not know this. Ole Miss has the best defensive line in the country. I think 26 sacks on the season. They are all over the place, and Nussmeier can struggle here. I think Jackson Dart, that defensive line, I'll play them here.
All right, and now let's talk about this K-State Colorado game before we talk about the highest ranked game of the night. Colorado plays at 8:15 Mountain, 7:15 here, 10:15
prime time.
Yeah, it's not prime time on the East Coast. People are asleep. But
they stay up to watch Colorado.
Where you at with this one?
Yeah, this is the game I'll have like the game cast on my phone, and I'll be sitting in the section like I normally do, and I'll be watching the game. That's how I do it. Check every 10 minutes, Smitty, just see what's going on. I like the over in this game. I think both teams score at a high level. This game's a lot like the UCF game, and we are going to learn, and Matt, I think I heard him say it, we are going to learn a lot about how good Colorado can be because this is a significantly better type of UCF. UCF didn't perform. K-State can run the football. 7 yards a carry, right? They got a bunch of kids there that can move the football. We'll see how good Colorado's run defense is. That said, they will move the ball because K-State has a bad pass defense. They're going to throw. I like the over here. I think this game is first to 30 wins. I think it's a fun one in Folsom Field.
So let me ask you this real quick. So if Colorado shuts down the run, you will come on this show next week and you'll be like, you know what? That was impressive.
Listen, I'm just what I do generally is I look at what I know, and what I knew was UCF had a really good rushing offense. That said, they couldn't run the ball last week against Florida either. So I think we probably overrated them. This is a well-coached, really just solid football team at K-State. So, I think I was super surprised that Colorado was able to get some push and stop the run. This is a really big game. This is a good program at K-State. This is a huge game that you have to win if you're Colorado, if you want to be taken seriously. I'll say this. Colorado is a way better quarterback as far as throwing the ball, and they will move the ball through the air because they're just too many weapons for Colorado, and their pass defense at K-State's not good.
All right. Sounds good.
All
game
right.
of the weekend, Ohio State, Oregon. Number 2 is number 3 out here in Oregon. What are your thoughts on that game? What you going with?
Yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet. Give me Dan Lanning over Ryan Day, right? Give me I just they've been good in this spot. They're at home, right? They're getting 3 and a hook. I could see a situation where they lose, 27-24. I'm taking the points. I want the 3.5 points. I think Gabriel's a better quarterback than Will Howard. I think Oregon's run defense, though it didn't look great against Ginty, I think it bows their head a little bit and they play well here. And I just like their situation. They've always been good in this spot historically. I'll take the points. But it's the game I'm not crazy about betting. I don't think there's a ton of value in it.
All right. Well, one thing you said before you go here, you mentioned that you'll be in the section watching the Colorado game.
Yes.
Kind of connecting the dots here. Who will you be within that section? Will it be the girls who you say the Steph Curry wife, the Aisha Currys will be in that section? Or will it be girls that you alluded to as you called hoes? Who will be in this section with you?
Well, listen, we'll see. It's a different week. You never know. I just kind of I find a few girls that I think are attractive and they just come hang, with me and a friend of mine. That's really what I do. I don't know. I can't call it. That said, we don't really, where I live, we're not in LA or Miami, so we don't have these hoes. We have, generally nurses, things like that. So generally career women. But Smitty, we're not looking to get married. I'm not a married type. We're just looking to have fun for an hour or two and get on out.
So you're saying, you're not against having a good time with the women who you don't know.
I don't. I've said many times I don't bring women to my house on a Saturday night. I don't do it. I think it's very, very problematic. You never bring a woman to your home drunk. It's bad. It could end really bad for you. So what I do is I generally, if I find a connection with a woman, I'll get her number. I'll give her a call the next day. If she still has interest, then I know we're cool. Because I don't want to – we have to worry today about what a woman can do. And when you're drunk and she's drunk, things happen, stuff is said. And I don't want to be put in a bad predicament where she could say something that I don't want her to say that didn't happen. I have cameras. I'm not worried per se, but I just want to be on my best situation when I do that.
Yeah, that's why I fuck in the car. Jeff, I appreciate you. We'll see you next week. Monday, good weekend. We'll see you Sunday for the NFL pregame show. I'll be on the boat with Hose tomorrow and 88 degrees out on the water, and I'll be watching the game
good.
On the 30. On the
it's gonna be him and his fucking dog, Jeff. Nobody else.
On the boat, not the yacht. Hey, I don't know if you noticed, JB, but a yacht is like Jeff Bezos or something like that.
It's not by definition. You're wrong, Jeff.
And it took him off.
Hey, by the way, we got to give some props to our next guest, who's an NFL quarterback extraordinaire, Super Bowl champ, because he's been hitting some picks lately as well.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. You haven't been around. You've been on 2-week hiatus, but
I would have sacked this guy. That's all I know.
I don't think so.
I would have sacked this guy.
Legendary Shaun King, welcome him in. Shaun, you've been hitting on some picks here. And first of all, Smitty just said he would sack you.
I mean, listen here. The Ball States of the world, man, look, man. I know what it's like to be Ball State, so I'm not going to sit here and throw stones from this penthouse up top, down at the parking lot,
Penthouse at Tulane.
Yeah.
So Tulane and Ball, if we can somehow align our careers at the exact same time, collegially, I didn't play in the league, collegially. I like my chances sacking you. That's all I'm saying.
You know we went undefeated.
I hear that. And you know we lost 2 games. So
Hey,
that's
you know,
right there.
I realize how legit this show is because Jeff and I just outnumbered Smitty, 2 whites. Matt and I outnumbered Smitty. And then most of the week, I'm outnumbered by the brothers. So this is a great show. Great show.
This show is heavy white, and I'm trying to get it more black.
I would say me and Nadu are on opposite sides on almost every game. So, like, one of us going to have a great weekend, and the other one is going to be – he might not be in that section next week. I might be in it instead.
Well, real quick then. So, go through the games we just went through and give us your take. To start, Ole Miss, LSU. Where you at with that?
I like Ole Miss at home. Home dog. That place will be rocking. Like,
not in LSU, though.
Huh?
It's at Baton Rouge.
That's what I said. LSU's a home dog. They're getting points at home. Yeah.
You like Ole Miss, though?
No, I like LSU plus the points.
Oh, you said Ole Miss. Okay. You said Ole Miss.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad. I like LSU plus the points. I thought I said home dog. My bad. Yeah, I like LSU plus the points.
Okay. Arizona.
Nussmeier's a dark horse Heisman guy, too.
Really?
Heisman's wide open, guys.
No,
it's going to match up with whatever team gets hot down the stretch.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Milroe's not out of it if they go on another heater. Jackson Dart probably is not out of it. You got Shador and Travis. You got the kid at Boise who's an outside long horse because of the competition, but what he's doing is unbelievable. So it's gonna be interesting. Where you at? BYU, Arizona. Kalani Sitake's got them 5-0. Arizona's dangerous because they have 2 great playmakers on offense. They can beat anybody, but then they've been real iffy, like Jeff said. Where you at with this one?
I'm taking the points to Arizona. I think Arizona's live in this game. Like when you play a team like Arizona, they're gonna disappoint you, but they're gonna have 3-4 games where they surprise you. And I think this could be one of those games. So I'm taking the points with Arizona.
All right.
Interesting. All right. Pitt, Cal.
I'm taking the points with Cal. You know,
3.
shout out to Cade Bell and Lindsey Lamar, 2 guys that Cade Bell is the son of Kerwin Bell, and Narduzzi brought him in this offseason to be the OC. So I was fortunate enough to play with coach of those guys in USF. That's a really, really dynamic, explosive offense they run if you got the right quarterback. And obviously that kid that they have there is able to do it. But I still don't know that Pitt's a complete team.
Yeah.
I think they've kind of, sometimes when you're at this point and you haven't lost, it's because the ball has kind of just bounced your way, coupled in with you've done some good things. So I know it's a tough scheduling situation for Cal, but I think Cal's going to react the right way to blowing that lead versus Miami, and this will be a 4th quarter game. So I'm taking the points with Cal.
My upset pick of the week, USC over Penn State. Where you at with that?
That don't surprise me. I mean, I don't think Penn State's really been tested. I think they've kind of been on cruise control. I would say I do like what that coordinator from Kansas has done with Drew Aller. And I remember I text Booger this last weekend. I said, if you can find a Drew Aller to be the first quarterback selected in this year's draft, it's going to be huge odds. I might put a little bit down on that. I just think
NFL projection wise.
Yeah, and like for this draft. Like he's kind of the off the radar guy who come 2 weeks before the draft, he's gonna be talking about how he killed all the workouts and how he played second half of the season. So that's the thing with these future bets. You got to get in front of them. You can't do it after they happen. Like if you think Jaden Daniels can be like the first rookie to win MVP in the NFL, you needed to take that before the first game of the season, not when it's 11-1.
Right.
Yeah, no doubt. Good point. I don't know. Utah, Arizona State.
Ooh.
I like Arizona State.
Really?
I like Dillingham. I like what they're doing there. I think they got a chance. And you know what? Utah's not as good as they have been, like talent-wise. They're still rock solid, but they normally have sprinkled. Normally they got an NFL tight end, which they do have, but he's just like the one before he kind of hurt a lot. But normally they've got 3 or 4 NFL caliber interior linemen. and I don't think they're as talented as they have been. So I'm rocking with Arizona State in this one.
Ooh, okay.
Interesting. All right. And then there's some obvious ones, but I want to get your take on the Colorado K-State one before we talk Oregon, Ohio State.
What was the game again? My bad. Ohio.
Colorado, Kansas State.
If I was gonna bet this, I would bet Kansas State, but I'm not.
Why are you not betting?
The one thing I always tell people about Colorado, you've never heard me at any point give my opinion of what their 2024 season was going to be like, because there's just too many moving parts to really know. So I'm still gathering information.
That's true. You always said wait and see, basically.
Yeah. So I'm still. I need that. Like, my thing with K-State is this, though. Tulane was up on K-State middle of the fourth quarter. We should have beaten K-State. So it's not like this is, a super, super talented K-State team. It's well coached. They play hard. I'm sure Dylan Edwards is chomping at the bit to get in the open field against his old Colorado Buffaloes. But I'm going to just sit back and watch this one. I won't have a wagering interest in it because I'm still gathering information on Colorado.
I got Colorado with the money line.
Who's favored?
K-State.
By?
It's been moving. I know Baby was talking about it yesterday. Is it like 4.5 now or something? It's been shifting.
Now it's at 3.5.
3. It's probably gone down. So Kansas State opened as 6.5-point favorites, and that total was at 49, I believe. I think it's up to like 56 or something. So I like see you with money line the under.
But you know what that tells you?
55.5 and minus 3.5 on E-spread.
And it opened at 49 and 5 and 6.5. You know what that tells you?
What?
The market is still trying to figure out Colorado.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's home?
It's at Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both coming off of bye weeks. It's a late game, though, God. It's a late game.
I know. All right, this Oregon game, the highest match game, 2-3 in Autzen and Eugene. I think Dylan Gabriel, as bad as I think he is better than the Ohio State QB, and that's crazy because Ohio State's roster is unbelievable, but the quarterback just doesn't match up with the roster. I think Oregon is in prime time spot here to win.
I'm probably not going to bet this game, but if I did, I would take the 3 points for Oregon at home. I do agree with Nadu on one thing on this game. I like Dan Lanning more than I like Jason Day in these big kind of games. And it's going to be interesting for Ohio State because this Ohio State team, and I don't know if it was a conscientious thing, but they're built more like the Michigan teams they haven't been able to beat. They run the football. They're kind of conservative in the pass game. Ohio State's been C.J. Stroud, Justin Fields. They've been throwing the ball down the field. Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr. Like, this team, even though they got Jeremiah Smith over there, they're more of a ball control, field position, play great defense, run the ball with those two backs kind of team, sort of what Michigan has been. So this will be our first kind of fair test for this year's Buckeye team.
Yeah. Let's transition real quick in some NFL before some other topics I know Smitty has. I got to ask you, I got to pop this in. I just hit to Bailey because Weddle and Steve are hitting me up. This is somebody that a coach posted this.
I think Tua's first playback should be a QB design run to show the league he ain't scared. # go fans.
Oh, man.
JB, you crazy as hell, man. JB's crazy as hell.
That's from a coach, homie. I didn't do that. Don't get mad at me. I didn't write it.
I'm not mad at all. I'm just saying you crazy as hell.
This is a Coach Fuller. Coach Fuller wrote this on Twitter.
Coach Fuller from who? From where?
I don't know. He's a coach.
Hey, before we get off topic and JB get us all fucking canceled.
Right.
My player of the week is lay the points with the Kentucky Wildcats. I think they absolutely obliterate Vandy.
Ooh.
I think Vandy's on a high, coach. I think Vandy's on a high.
They got the Mexican-American quarterback. He had a crazy speech after the game. He feeling good.
Hey, listen. Hey, Vandy's still drunk.
That's true. They had a hell of a week, Shaun. You know that camp. They had a hell of a night that week.
Pavia or something like that.
Who's their quarterback?
Pavia.
Pavia.
No, but what is he?
Pavia.
I know, but you said what is he?
You called his ethnicity.
He's a Mexican American.
I don't know if you put the American in there, but you said he gave.
Hey, my boy Eddie George right now. My boy Eddie George on ESPN right now. They're at
Eddie don't know you, homie. I talked to Eddie. He don't know you, homie.
Crazy as hell. I know Eddie.
Anyway, Kentucky minus the 13. That's my.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I think Kentucky obliterates Vandy.
I might follow you this week, Shaun. You've been making some money lately. I might have to follow what you're saying and throw $100 on Kentucky.
Yeah, Vanderbilt has a Mexican at QB. He's a JUCO kid.
Huh?
They have a Mexican. He's a QB. He's a JUCO kid, and he's a nutty gutty performer. And he's ready to beat all odds. He beat Auburn last year, Shaun, at New Mexico State or whatever. And now he's got Jerry Kill, and that factor is real.
Hey, he lost me in the post-game interview, like live. He was like, he had a vision he started out with, I had a vision from God this morning, and then he ended with, we finna go get fucked up.
But I respect that, Shaun, because that's what humans are. We're a walking contradiction. We praise God on Sunday, and then we be at the club that night. That's who we are. He's keeping it real.
Hey,
Shaun.
Hey, hold on. We can no longer on the show refer to establishments as the club. We got to call it the section. Nadu has officially changed that.
The section. Okay.
Hey, we haven't had you since Monday, and since then, Robert Saleh has been fired in New York. What's your take on that, real quick, with Aaron Rodgers, and who is willing to go take that job on with Aaron Rodgers as being the guy that runs the show pretty much there?
Hold on, let me give you some numbers. Bear with me here, right quick, for 1 second.
Why are you looking for those numbers, man? Aaron Rodgers did come out on the McAfee show and said he had nothing to do with the decision.
Of course. What are you gonna say? I walked in there and said I don't want Sailor here. Okay, so watch this. Rob is a defensive coach. For those that are unclear about this, he was the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers.
Yep.
So in the games that the Jets have played this year, they've given up 23 points, 10 points, 3 points, and 17 points. They gave 32 in the opener. But since the opener, they've given up more than 17 points once, and that was the game they just played in London, where the offense had the ball with a chance to win the game. So you mean to tell me you fired a guy that's got the one side of the ball that's actually playing good? Like, he's not an offensive guy. He's a defensive guy, and the defense playing damn good.
Quick question for you, Shaun. Those stats are beautiful. Thanks for listing those. It's well needed. Is he the D coordinator for the Jets, or was he the head coach for the Jets? I'm just curious.
So head coaches have a side of the football that their expertise is in.
Right. But you're the head coach, though, right?
It does not. Listen, the defense, which is where his expertise is playing at a high level. The offense, where they brought the used to be great Aaron Rodgers in, is the reason they're not winning.
So let me ask you this. So you think if like Andy Reid's, like if the Chiefs defense was just playing horrible and it was costing them to lose games, that it would just all go to defense coordinator? Andy Reid as the head coach wouldn't get that? What I'm saying is, I understand what you're saying. I get that, but you're the head guy. You're the head coach. Everything falls on you at the end of the day. So if the offense ain't performing well, you need to switch something up. You need to put your balls on the table. Stop being scared of Aaron Rodgers and say, hey, Hackett ain't the guy. He's not getting us the points. He's not getting us the offense that we need. You're the head guy. You the head honcho. You the leader. I guarantee if JB was the head coach of the Jets team, it would have been some fucking moving and tables shaking and chairs moving around. The problem is Robert Saleh was allowing Aaron Rodgers to run the show because he was scared to lose him.
JB has to be fired too, because obviously they don't give a damn what the head coach thinks.
Now, I'm not saying Saleh should have been fired because they're 2-3. I think it's too soon. But I'm just saying that at the same time, we can't just give him a pass.
But didn't he get fired because he was about to fire Nathaniel Hackett, who he did not want to hire in the first place, by the way?
No, I don't think that's the reason. Nathaniel Hackett just got denoted by Ulbrich. He ain't running the offense. The first move he made, he said, you ain't running the show. Aaron, take it or leave it.
So I will say this. I have never actually been in those meetings, but I know quite a few people that have. And we've had some long conversations about how those Monday meetings go with owners that are meddlesome. And it can get pretty heated in some of those meetings, man. Like, cause when you got to go, like when the head coach and the owner, like get in a room and they ain't seeing eye to eye, and the head coach is a strong man, and some shit he ain't willing to back down from. I can envision Robert Saleh saying, "I didn't want Nathaniel Hackett's ass in the first fucking place,"
and that's why they escorted him out, from what I hear.
Right. Like I've been telling you, we listen to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers don't run this fucking team. I run this team. And Aaron Rodgers is battling with something that happens to every athlete. He has gone from being elite to just being sometimes talented. And he has not been able to make the adjustment yet. Because there are 2 throws in that last drive. Garrett Wilson on the double move, he misses him. He's wide open.
Let me ask you this real quick before you keep going. Do you think that was a planned double move when I watched that play?
So if you listen to Davante Adams, him and Aaron Rodgers, half of this stuff is never planned.
Got you. Okay, cool.
And the one thing I hate about commentators these days, they act like, and listen, what's her name did this? Orlovsky did this. They act like they can't tell the truth about certain players. If you watch the Jets,
who called him out? Somebody called Orlovsky out. A couple of NFL guys.
Yeah, if you watch the Jets Vikings game, can you believe that on that interception to end the game? I don't know who exactly was broadcasting the game. I forget, but he was like, "Yeah, that just lets you know Mike Williams and Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers are on the same page." That was a terrible throw by Rodgers.
First of all, if it was a UFO route, what we call UFO, you fade out, which is a back shoulder to layman's term. If it was that, it was thrown way too far inside. So it couldn't have been that, in my opinion, for an Aaron Rodgers type of ball spinner. And then we got a 6'5" wide out. Now, he's not the Mike Williams we all knew years ago, but still, the safety was about even with the corner. So that means the back cone gets you 6, right? We throw to the back cone to 6'5" guys. So we give him an opportunity to go up and high point the ball and give him a chance. He had no chance. He's 6'5". He has to stop, bend down, go inside to the corner that he threw the ball to. That was just, I don't see any way, rhyme, or reason that ball was a Mike Williams fault.
And I started seeing it in the Patriots game. I think they played the Patriots on, was it Thursday Night Football? And he missed Garrett Wilson on some throws, and it registered to me, you know what? He ain't the player he used to be, and he mentally still thinks he is. He got to find that balance.
Shaun,
in fairness to Aaron Rodgers, he missed all of last year with a torn Achilles. He's 5 games into this season.
Maybe play the preseason.
Let's see how this goes. JB, I'm sorry, JB. I don't believe playing a quarter of a preseason was going to be the difference of this. I don't think playing a quarter of a preseason or a half of a preseason will make them undefeated right now. I'm sorry, I don't believe that.
Because you see micro, you don't see macro.
That's fine.
That's the bottom line.
I forgot I got fucking Einstein on here. I apologize.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to
Einstein, who sees everything macro, he does in everything.
Yeah. I'm trying to give you some insight on something you've never done, which is coach. So I'm trying to give you a little insight. I need to know what my fucking star quarterback can do in the fucking preseason game, homie. So I can dictate what Nathaniel Hackett needs to do on offense. Maybe we run the ball more the first 5 games until I know his leg
ain't working either, homie.
Back. They haven't tried it. What are you talking about? They've thrown the ball 54 times, 46 times, 2 weeks in a row. Now what?
Hey,
know-it-all, motherfucking know-it-all ass.
Hey,
the run game ain't working. The run game ain't working, homie.
He's been gone 2 weeks. Now he's Andy Reid.
Hey, watch this. Aaron Rodgers like one of them people at the nursing home. You know how old people got no filter, they ornery all the time? That's how he is in 2024. But how about this, Smitty? Garrett Wilson was offensive rookie of the year before they got Aaron Rodgers. Garrett Wilson look average as hell now. Breece Hall was thought to be one of the top young backs in football. Now Aaron Rodgers playing. He ain't even a full-time guy no more. They split with Braylon Allen. That's the thing. Aaron's talent is diminishing, but his horniness is at an all-time high. Man, I'm sure them guys so sick of his ass. I'm just telling you.
They're not sick of him. You know why they're not sick of him? Because whatever you want to say about him, he's better than what they had.
I don't know that that's true.
They scored 93 points. They scored 93 points.
I don't stop. I saw the stat. Trust me. I saw the numbers and the stats. Y'all not gonna fucking tell me Zach Wilson's better than Aaron Rodgers. At this point, stop.
That's not a point of our
Even some of the throws that Aaron Rodgers still has made, like Shaun alluded to from time to time. Zach Wilson couldn't even make them fucking throws in his dream. So
Smitty,
stop
that's
it.
not the
Both of y'all, stop it.
conversation, though. We're not saying that's not our conversation.
Well, that's what I'm
homie.
saying. That's my
You
conversation.
don't listen.
That's
You
what
don't
I'm
listen.
doing.
You don't listen. You
I'm
got two
talking. I
mouths.
don't want
You
to
got
listen
two
right now. I'm
mouths, one
talking.
ear.
So
You got
watch
two
this.
mouths, one
They're
ear.
both playing bad, Smitty, right? Zach Wilson was playing bad. Aaron Rodgers was playing bad. But Zach don't come with any baggage. Zach just playing bad. Aaron come with the baggage because he's still in there acting like it ain't him.
Twofold.
Both of y'all, hey, let us see how the season goes. We'll see. It's a long season. It's a long season.
One last point, Smitty.
Yes.
When you say they should run the ball more, that whole Robert Saleh,
You good? Saleh.
Robert Saleh 2 weeks ago saying he wanted to simplify the offense. That's a defensive head coach's way of saying, I want to run the football. And then what did Aaron get up there and say? Well, how about we hold him accountable?
That's not what he was saying. See, you're not giving the full story. The O-line was getting fucking penalties all throughout the game for not handling the snap count properly. And Robert Saleh's response was, well, we might just simplify it. And Aaron Rodgers said, no, don't simplify it. Hold these grown-ass men who make millions of dollars accountable for knowing how to run the offense. They're not high schoolers. That's the content. See, people like, Shaun, I'm going to let you come on this show and misconstrue the information that was thrown out there, Shaun King.
So now I don't watch the games, JB. Now I don't have contact. But Smitty, you on one today, boy. Good God. He think he fucking Adrian Broner or something. He got his brush. He brushing his hair. His career going just like Adrian Broner if he keep this shit up. I know the context on that's the defensive coach's way of saying let's run the ball. And Rodgers wants to be at the line of scrimmage, and he knows Nathaniel Hackett's not a good OC, so he feel like he got to overcompensate for that. And listen, I'd rather have Zach Wilson right now because at least I just know we suck. I ain't got to deal with Rodgers' ass.
JB, take it away, JB.
I mean,
it's all getting burnt down either way.
Two things could be true.
I can't wait till the Jets go on a 4-game winning streak, and now they 6-3, and we're gonna come on this show. I'm gonna be like, well, he's playing different now. We're gonna see.
All right, let's dive into something else.
Hey, the Adrian Broner of broadcasting.
Here you go. That's so disrespectful. You know what? Adrian Broner was a monster, though. So if it's prime Adrian Broner, I take it.
It ain't prime Ball State Smitty. So
it could be Mina Kimes of broadcasting.
Hey, boy, she gonna put them hands on you when she see you, boy. Oh, I hope you been working. I hope you been getting your cardio right.
She gonna slap you up.
She gonna hurt you, dog.
This man JB trying to like every chance he gets, Shaun. If Mina say the weather is a certain thing and she wrong, he gonna call it out. Shout out to Mike Bundy, man.
Shout out to Mike Bundy. Hey, Mina Kimes in the Trader Joe's on the other side of town. JB get in his car and drive 35 minutes to go over there and mess with that woman.
He will literally do it. Like if she talks about a movie scene and she lists the actor wrong, he gonna call it out. Like whatever the scenario is, he's gonna call her out every single time.
Hey, Shaun, let's dive into the Davante Adams thing. Right now in your city, Vegas, Aiden O'Connell's getting the nod, which I said he would be by week 5 or 6. He's getting it. I think it's the only thing to do. I thought it should have happened maybe even a week ago or so. Does that keep Davante in Vegas? And does Davante now see the demise of Aaron Rodgers, the injury of Derek Carr in New Orleans, and say, you know what, the best spot is probably for me to stick tight and stay here in Vegas? Are those two things true?
They're killing Smitty in the comment section. And no, they're not. The only reason Davante Adams is not getting traded because the Raiders can't get what he's worth. They have no leverage right now, so no one's going to give them a second-round pick or more plus a quality starter in return for Davante Adams at this point. They're not going to do it. They'd rather just wait till the end of the year. So, I mean, I thought Antonio Pierce, I think he's done a lot of really good things. I thought there were 2 missteps. I wouldn't have hired Luke Getsy coming off of what he did in Chicago with the offense because I knew we were going to have a young quarterback, and I would have traded Davante Adams before the season. There was no way that where Davante Adams is in his career was going to match up with where the Raiders should be in year 1 under Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, I agree. Smitty?
I feel like the way they ended last season, though, I feel like AP and Davante seemed like from the outside looking in, they had this good dynamic and good relationship, and they were smoking the cigars after the wins, things like that. So for me, it's hard to say coming into the season that he should have just traded him. I obviously hindsight's 2020, and looking back now, it seemed like that would have been the right thing to do. But I thought coming in, I'm like, man, you bring in Gardner Minshew, who's a serviceable quarterback, you know what I'm saying? A guy who can win some games. You got Max Crosby over there leading the defense. You got Davante, still to me, top 5 receiver in the game. However way you want to rank it or rate it. So I just, for me, I'm like, all right, let's see what they can do. But now I just, Raiders aren't performing at the level that Davante probably expected, and maybe probably AP has hoped either. So now, everything's kind of all over the place. So we'll see, man. I know, JB, you mentioned that the Bills you thought would be, I think, a good fit, which I also agree as well. But to Shaun's point, like, they don't have the leverage. The Raiders don't have the leverage to negotiate the terms that they would want. So the way I see it, I think the Vikings will end up just being on the Raiders this season because the trade deadline is coming up in like 2 weeks, right?
Oh. Yeah, but you can still trade, but yeah.
Like 2 weeks or something. So I don't know.
Hey,
Shaun,
for clarity, right quick, JB, there are no issues with Antonio and Davante. But like I was talking about earlier when Smitty tried to attack me, Antonio's a defensive head coach. So AP is a defensive head coach. Davante knows he has very limited impact on what he can change on the offensive side of the ball. That's why, if you were listening, Smitty, I alluded to the fact that bringing Luke Getsy in as OC from Chicago, in my opinion, was also a misstep because his inability last year to figure out a way to make DJ Moore have a season that matched his ability.
Yeah.
I'm on your ass now, Smitty, goddammit. Gonna tell me context like I don't watch the Jets. I don't know what's going on.
I didn't say the comment that you made about that press conference wasn't 100% accurate. It had nothing to do with the game itself. I have to make sure that the fans knew exactly what the context of the post-game presser was about. That's the only thing I said.
I came on the show pissed off. I ain't get to mention it. I ain't got to invite to JB's boat, yacht, whatever the hell he got.
You ain't out here. That's all you, homie. You ain't came out here.
I'm pissed off with Adrian Broner over there. And Bailey, me and you got beef too. You know why? Yeah, because y'all don't upgrade it. You think I ain't see the new fucking commercial for the JB and Smitty show? King ain't in it nowhere. And don't think I ain't look at that and feel a certain kind of way. Just letting y'all know. Yeah, go rewatch it. Not one clip, not one post picture, still shot, nothing.
Man, let's jump it.
You was after the intro video was made, homie. I gotta get you in there. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Shark
you
King
wasn't rocking with us like from the beginning. That's a you thing.
Hell no, nah. Bailey too good at editing. I got edited out the mofo. I know how the shit goes.
Oh, I respect Bailey.
They didn't make the video though. The video was made in fairness to him. So
I was one of the homies who made the video. We made that years ago. When you wasn't a fan of this show, when you didn't like JB, when you didn't even know Big Smitty, you came on the bandwagon when we was already rolling.
Sean been on this show before
Smitty.
Been
a fan of JB.
Sean been on this show before.
JB, you on my side, JB. I'm your coach. You chill.
No, I'm on Sean's side. Sean, real quick, last night's game. Are we seeing a trajectory change in Geno Smith? And this offense, is this a offensive coordinator issue? Now you got DK Metcalf who thinks he's the fucking quarterback, getting on the headsets, cussing out the OC. A guy that's known for chasing down a guy, not really catching anything of meaningful magnitude. He's actually known for chasing down a guy. To me, this guy is overpaid and underdelivered his whole career.
DK Metcalf?
Yeah, I think he's an overhype.
Oh my God, JB.
Yeah, he's a hype. He's a hype. What has he really done? What has he really done other than go down and chase down a guy?
1,000 yards, 3 seasons.
Did y'all watch the pregame?
No.
I mean, when I saw what Geno Smith looked like he looked like he would do something strange for some change.
Somebody's hair?
Oh man, I knew Seattle was doomed. Like when your starting quarterback show up in the building like he just been on a 3-day bender. I mean, come on, man.
He from the hood, Shaun. He ain't forget where he came from because he got a little money.
He from Florida. I know where Geno from. He from the crib.
Yeah.
I text my boy. I say, boy, Seahawks in trouble tonight. Boy, Geno look like a straight drug head.
Where you at with DK Metcalf in this whole Like, you really like him? You think he's the answer there? I think you get rid of his ass and go get someone else.
DK Metcalf legit. Like, he should have had
I ain't seen
probably 7 catches for $140 last night and 2 touches. Geno was just off.
So okay, so you're back to the original question. You're seeing the trajectory change because a couple weeks ago we were like Geno, top 5 quarterback right now. That motherfucker's spinning it.
So here's what I note about Geno. If anybody has the pleasure of ever getting to see him throw the football in shorts, it's a thing of beauty.
No doubt.
I mean, Geno Smith can spin the ball with the best I've ever seen. When it comes to 11 on 11, Geno is usually brilliant or terrible. He's never really in the middle. Either he has a Detroit Lion, like where he can't miss, he's throwing the ball everywhere kind of game, or he has a San Francisco kind of game where he's uneven, misses a bunch of layups, throws a couple unnecessary picks. I've never really seen him in the middle.
I agree. Last night, though, I'm watching him throw crossers that are just easy layups. Dropping his elbow.
Why was high last night? Felt like
because he dropped his elbow. Smitty, you drop an elbow as a quarterback, the ball goes this way. Gotcha. If you keep the elbow like this, guess where the ball goes? And I'm just watching his mechanics last night. Like, he was scared in the pocket. He was like Shaun said, like, pregame matters to quarterbacks, whether you know it or not out there, everyone out there. Quarterbacks make their mind up in pregame and how it goes. That's why I was really early on. I was an asshole with warm up QBs. Later in life, as I hated it, as I played, Shaun, and you and I played in high school, and everyone, the coach used to work hard. We were fucking drenched, sweating in the heat. We're like, man, we got to go play a game now, man. Why are you warming us up like this? I learned that as a coach later. Like, all right, let's be lax on the cue to warm up now. Let's easy up it, pat and go, do a little mesh. Pregame matters, dog. Your mindset gets made up in pregame, and Shaun's point is great because it looked like pregame set that.
Man, Geno, I'm telling you, he like one of them characters from the 5 Heartbeats or something. You know, when Buddy had just went strung out, like he was looking crazy. Like, why would you go on a national standalone primetime game, Geno, and not do something to your head, man? Good
He probably just came from a situation where he had the twisties. He probably got them redid today. He got his hair lined up, twisted up tonight.
When does the damn schedule come out?
I understand that, but this travel, you know how it is, man.
They were home, Smitty. It was in Seattle.
Hey, Shaun, we got to dive back into some college with you real quick because there's an ongoing debate out there amongst coaches in this NIL era and in this transfer portal era. And now guys are accusing each other not only of obviously in stretch lines and shake lines trying to steal their players, but now we got coaches being accused of falsely teaching injuries. I used to teach it as a coach. To save a timeout, fall. We used to have the cutthroat sign to a player, hey, fall, so I don't burn a timeout. And then they'll stop the clock, get the guy off, get the new guy in. Now they're doing it at a little bit of higher clip. Where you at with Ole Miss Lane Kiffin being accused by – go ahead, show Bailey.
And you talk about how hard it was to get a flow in the game when there were 11 stoppages of play to assist their players off, and one of their players had to be same guy assisted off 4 times.
First of all, I hope all those guys are okay, for sure. We had some guys that had some injuries as well, and Boogie and Jules went down a couple times, and I hope they're okay. I hope they're okay. It's remarkable to me how many, maybe it's something and listen, I got my own problems. We just got our butts kicked 27-3, but it's fascinating to me how many injuries occur for them after the opposing offense makes a first down or has a big play. And you go back and watch the Wake Forest game. It happens a lot to the same guy. You watch the Kentucky game. It happens a lot. The timing of some of the injuries, it's a really bad look for college football.
Shaun, Tennessee does it as well. And so do other teams. Smitty and I brought this up a few months ago, or a month ago when the season started. Where you at with this? And is it a tactic? Is it a ploy is it a coaching tactic to the casual fan out there? Explain that side, and then explain the side of unethical, I guess.
First of all, Shaun, I hope you're okay. Go ahead.
It absolutely is a tactic, but it's interesting. I don't know why it's being emphasized now. If I'm not mistaken, the up-tempo, no huddle, how many plays can we run wave started with Art Browse and Baylor, if I'm not mistaken. That was the big prominent program. Now, I'm sure there were some other programs that might have been doing it, but that was the one that kind of was a national program. They had RG3. They had a Heisman candidate. Like, they were the ones that, in my opinion, kind of created this new tempo in college football. Would I be fair in saying that?
Yeah, I would argue Lane Kiffin at Tennessee, though, when Nick Saban started that was when it all started, in my opinion. When Lane was at Tennessee and Nick came out and was like, oh, these guys want to do this tempo shit and not let me sub my D tackles out.
No. So I was going to get to that. I was going to get to that point. So it kind of started with Baylor. And Baylor had the funky splits. So a lot of people didn't gravitate to that offense because of the splits. But then people started saying, well, then why don't we just go up-tempo all the time? And so defensive coordinators were frustrated because they couldn't get their subs in because the offense wasn't subbing. So that's what it's initiated. And I use Baylor context of Art Briles because that's how long it's been happening. That's why I brought that up. So it's not like this is something new.
And Malzahn and Chip Kelly did it too.
Yeah,
Malzahn, yeah.
Now it's just so obvious that what they're doing, which to me is kind of what's being talked about here. It's now they're not even trying to hide it or fake it. It's like a coach is pointing a guy to go. Like Jackson Dart, Ole Miss was on offense. And Jackson Dart looks at the running back and tells him to drop. He just drops. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. I get it.
It can't. I wonder can it be used like this, JB, to manipulate the play clock? Like, let's say we got a play, we didn't get out the huddle in time, and 6 seconds left. What if my right tackle acts like he's got an injury and I don't have to burn a timeout to get the play clock reset? Like, it's getting to that level of strategy.
Yeah. Where you at with Marshawn Lynch saying he wants to run for mayor in Oakland?
I'm all for it.
Think he'll clean up Oakland?
He can't do no worse than the dude there.
Well, that's Kamala.
Everybody leaving Oakland, man. Like I can't tell you how many partners I got in Vegas that come from Oakland.
That's Kamala. Like, that's Kamala though. She's from Oakland.
She's not the mayor. Think about Marshawn. He will at least have like a lot of support there. I would say he'll have the ear right now. He would have to put the right people around him because he's not like obviously he's not a political guy. He's not so he'll need people with experience around him to be able to accomplish whatever it is he wants to do, but he'll have the ear at least. He'll have that.
Hey, Shaun, motherfuckers will just be walking around like a motherfucker.
Well, they do that anyway, homie. It's Cali.
I know. I'm just saying it'll be everywhere. That
imagine
the mayor on the podium like a motherfucker.
Hey, the only issue with him is
he
would be an absentee mayor because he'd probably be 50-50 in Vegas and Oakland, so he just wouldn't be there enough. He'd be trying to run the city from Florida or something because he'd be outside of Snoop, there's no like entertainer athlete that's on more stuff right now across a whole bunch of platforms.
Kelsey brothers.
Yeah, but they still kind of concentrated on football centric products. Like Marshawn and Snoop will pop up anywhere on anything. And you'd be like, man, who is his manager? Like, how did that even come on the radar?
That's true. Hey, why not? We had Arnold Schwarzenegger as the governor out here. We had Donald Trump as the president of the United States. He might win again. Why not get Marshawn Lynch as a fucking mayor? Might as well. Kanye West ran for president a couple years ago. Like, it is what it is. Like,
the Diddy files are coming out. That's why the motherfuckers are on everything.
Kanye not on the Diddy files. Kanye been trying to tell y'all Diddy was the agent of the devil forever.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, speaking of RG3 that you mentioned earlier, Mike Shanahan, came out and said he told Dan Snyder that he wanted to get rid of him as a rookie. And he said, he's not as good as you think. Let's get rid of him before people find out. What's your take about this?
That's some cold work, boy. That's some cold work, man.
Now, for clarity, real quick, JB, did Mike himself say this on this podcast, or are they saying, or somebody is saying that Mike said this? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, he said it on a podcast, I believe, on
Mike himself,
Tucker podcast or something. Yeah, that's what I saw anyway. I don't know.
Shout out to Ross Tucker. That's my dude.
Yeah,
I could see this because they drafted.
And Mike's going to tell you, I've golfed with Mike, a little-ass dude, Napoleon complex. He don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck. He used to tell Elway. So I know for a fact he's going to say something like this, and it doesn't shock me at all.
Yeah, he in that nursing home era. You know,
he didn't like RG3 because he liked the old school pocket guy. He's a West Coast guy. He wanted to throw the ball on time. That's what he wanted. That's what he wanted.
JB, it makes sense. The owner drafted RG3 and the head coach drafted Kirk Cousins in the same draft.
Yep.
It makes sense.
Yep. Speaking
and
of
Kirk Cousins is still playing, and RG3 has been retired, and I think him and his wife got a podcast now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Smitty, let's end it with some hell yeah, hell no with Shaun. You got it.
Hell yeah, hell no. Brought to you by and powered by BetUS. Use promo code. Was it code JB?
Yep.
There you go. Code JB, man. Hell yeah or hell no. Colorado will take out Kansas State in Boulder tomorrow. Hell yeah.
Hell no.
Of course
for you.
I cannot answer one of these questions since I'm not in the intro video, so this will be the one that I abstain from.
That's soft right there, Shaun. I never known Shaun King to show any signs of.
Oh, I'm in my feelings.
All right.
I'm in my feelings. It started with Vic.
Hey, but your face is on the wall in the studio.
Come on now, that's huge.
I need to see it. It started with Vic because he did a black quarterback documentary, and Jamie Foxx and Kamala in the motherfucker, and I'm not. So I'm already in my feelings. It's just been a bad month for me. You just got to bear with me today.
Man, that's true, man. How are you not in the black quarterback documentary?
No, first rookie quarterback that started winning a playoff game. I didn't even make the documentary. Like, not as a clip or a snippet about me, but like actual speaking part. But they got Jamie Foxx, and he played a fictional damn character in a movie.
Shout out to my guy Michael Vick. That's my homie, though. That's my OG. Hell yeah or hell no. 49ers will win the NFC West.
Hell no.
Yeah, hell no.
They snake bit.
It's a wrap.
Can you believe if Mason's really out?
Oh, it's old. They're old. They're old, man. They're old.
By the way, 31, boy, you get dummy of the week. Are you serious? He got a chance to score his first NFL touchdown, and he slides down inside the 5. And then the old veteran juice text say, "You big dummy," in his Fred Sanford voice, and he goes score.
And then jump into his girl hands. Right, that's crazy, man.
Cold work. All right, come on, hell yeah.
Cold work, man. But hell yeah or hell no, Davante Adams will be traded to the New York Jets. Hell no.
Hell no. Hell no. He don't even want to go. If you're gonna be miserable, at least be miserable in Vegas. Don't be miserable in Long Island.
Right, Chaser.
It's about to get cold too.
Yeah. Last one. Hell yeah or hell no. Arizona State will take out Utah tonight. Hell yeah.
Hey, I'm going with the hell yeah. I'm going with the fighting Kenny Dillingham. See, I like what he's doing at ASU.
I'm with E-Dub. Hell nah. Utah Utes big.
Sorry.
You going against your boy?
Dillingham, yeah.
We don't even know if Buddy gonna play tonight at QB.
Don't matter.
It do matter.
Hey, Smitty, we gotta address the elephant in the room.
Let's do it. I've been waiting for this.
Now we come on this show, right?
Yeah.
And we support Jason Brown at the highest level of supportism.
We do.
And we let him smoke his cigars because I'm a cigar smoker. I like to smoke cigars, right?
Yeah, me too.
But culturally, as two strong black men,
yes, we
cannot allow him to be spitting in an empty, clear water bottle while he's beside us. This is just no, JB. No, yeah. You've gone too far.
Yeah.
That's a little bit across the line of acceptability.
Yeah, it's a little too far, JB. I'm glad you said it. Me and Shaun been talking about this offline the last few weeks, and we're trying to wait for the moment. This was the moment. You gotta stop doing
and
that.
what the hell are you spitting? I don't see any dip in your mouth.
Right.
What,
Like, what are you doing?
Spitting in the damn water bottle.
Because when you redo cigars and shit, you get a little tobacco in your mouth and shit. So
So we like your dump. We like your toxic waste dump over here. So.
By the way, Smitty can't even light a fucking cigar the right way. So this motherfucker is on camera lighting the wrong end of the fucking stick.
I did it for content, homie. We make content, homie. That's what we do.
Baby,
you cussed out Matt for clicks and likes. You go and get it times and are laughing for likes.
It's organic. You were organically just not smart when it came to lighting a cigar, homie.
That's some real white boy shit.
Hey, Shaun, when are you gonna come out on the yacht? Tomorrow would be a great time.
So okay, I'm coming. I can't come tomorrow. Little Shaun got a soccer game at 10 a.m. So watch this. Let me know because the weekend after is really good games. Let me know next Saturday or the Saturday after.
JB goes on a boat on a yacht every weekend, so it's not us let you know. You let us know. What weekend can you come out here?
First of all, grown folks are talking, so just sit over there in the corner for a second and let us work the schedule out. Because I was listening the other day when you asked a grown man to drive 40 minutes from his house to pick you up and take you to the guy. I was listening.
Shaun, you don't understand the context of the situation. JB has to drive out here anyway. So if we're gonna be together, I'm down the street from the damn
Inglewood is?
I'm down the street from the damn yacht. So I'm saying just scoop me. We go to the yacht together. I'll buy the snacks and the food and the drinks, and then we gonna go from there.
You will.
Pull up on Steve Kim at the casino, and then that's it, homie.
You're gonna buy it.
Yeah, that was what I said, homie. If you was listening, but you so busy talking, just you don't hear. You got two ears for a reason and one mouth. Use them.
Now you're not gonna ever be the transportation czar because that didn't make no sense what you were saying. So anyway, while the grown folks are talking over here, JB, next weekend or the weekend after, what's better for you, Smitty? Because I want you to be involved and show up too. I can fly in on a Friday. I can fly in Saturday morning. Either way.
Hey, you can fly straight from Vegas to Long Beach too.
Yeah, that's fine. I can do that.
But if you stay over and you're gonna stay at the crib in my house, I would fly into Ontario and then I'll scoop you up. Then we'll chill. Then we go to the boat on the weekend, and then because I got the TV out there, we can watch 4 games at a time on the boat.
What's better to come here Friday night or
the only boat day for me will be Saturday. So
come in on a Friday, Shaun. Come in on a Friday.
Friday night, go to dinner. I'll be y'all Saturday morning,
and then fly out Sunday night.
Okay, bet. So here's what we'll do. I will be at JB's crib next weekend. I'm gonna book the flight. I'll get to Ontario sometime Friday evening, and I'll leave out late Sunday night. So that I can watch the Sunday night game.
So this next weekend,
on the West Coast,
the weekend of the 18th, 19th, 20th. All right, that weekend works for me. Make sure it's that weekend because the next weekend I'm busy. So next weekend I'm free. Don't switch up. Don't change it.
You do what we say to do.
We were kind of hoping that you were kind of busy this weekend.
Well, the following one, I got like invited to like a little Halloween Hollywood party, and then I got a wedding I got to go to. So it's a lot of shit going on. So.
Did he?
Nah.
You take shots at the king.
I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. Like that's how exclusive it is.
Hey, shout out to my boy Steve Kim. I will say this for the boxing people: this has the potential to be an all-time great fight tomorrow.
Yep, I tried to tell you, JB.
He was asking about you because he was having they're having a big event at the Hustler Casino.
Huge tomorrow.
Him and Mario Lopez.
So little Sean's got a soccer game tomorrow at 10, but they don't have games the next 2 Saturdays.
Perfect.
But the thing is, I mean, the soccer game is 2 hours. Get done, soccer game. Take them to CC's pizza afterwards, and then come out here. It's 45-minute flight.
I would miss all the games though. At that point, I'm already missing the morning games. Soccer won't get over till probably 11 something, so I couldn't get on a flight before 2. Then by the time I flew there, and then he picked me up, and it'd be like damn 4, 5 o'clock. I missed all the games.
Yeah, Smitty doesn't schedule. Really.
That's why I told you, man. Just stay out of the scheduling part, man. You're not.
Yeah, he's poor. He doesn't. He never had a.
JB, am I your co-host or not? Number one,
you're horrible.
You show no loyalty to your people. I can tell you was a horrible friend growing up in the hood. They didn't like you because you type of dude that will backstab somebody. I'm supposed to be your co-host. You got issue with me. You tell me offline, off air. Shaun is just pissed off because I called his ass out about
What are you talking about?
27 minutes
You only
ago
defend
when
everybody
he
I
did
got
not give
beef
us the
with.
full
Shaun,
context of the
this
post-game
motherfucker,
presser.
Shaun,
So now
this
he's
motherfucker's
off,
one to
and
talk,
you joining his
Shaun.
side. That's
Hey, Shaun,
crazy.
this motherfucker's one to talk.
No loyalty, homie.
All he do, Shaun, is defend everyone I go at.
You a fake thug, homie.
He defend Mina Kimes. He defend Diane Orlovsky. He defend fucking.
I don't know, Dan.
He defend, but you defend the motherfucker. That's my point. He defend fucking me. What's his name? The fucking draft analyst.
Because I bully the bullies. You trying to bully me to con for no reason. She ain't do nothing to you.
By the way, Shaun, bullying needs to come back because Lizzo got bullied and she's now losing weight. Let's keep it real.
The doctor told her she had high blood pressure or something, probably.
No, I told her that her fucking dress blew off of fucking Tropicana Field the other day.
Damn.
And that's why, why the hell is Tropicana Field in your hood using Lizzo's dress as the cover? Like, why doesn't it have metal and wood and fucking...
Hey, I'm glad nobody got hurt, but I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida. Man, that thing been an eyesore for years. Maybe the roof going off, they might speed up this redevelopment plan they've been working on for 2 decades down there. By the way, shout out to all the good people in Tampa, St. Pete. It's supposed to be a just catastrophic storm, and luckily, for the most part, it just ended up being a little flooding and a little wind damage. So that's the only downside of living down there. But every year, you probably got 5 or 6 of these. Very few of them ever hit, but this one did. So,
man, I hate that. That's why I can't live in Florida, dog. There's just no way. I'd rather deal with an earthquake. I'm be real.
I'm
anyway.
going on the yacht, the boat.
Yacht club.
It's gonna be just us 3, Shaun.
Hey, listen, here's my only request.
Bring some hoes in. I mean, that's crazy. I gotta have the yacht.
I said negative. I ain't saying negative.
Hey, this was crazy. I had to go off.
Me and Shaun are married, homie. Me and Shaun are married, homie. I'm good with that.
Hey, Shaun, I had to go off on my homies last week, right? These motherfuckers. So I got to get the yacht. I got to buy the fucking $150,000 yacht. Then I got to pay for the gas, about $800 to fill that motherfucker up. Then I got to bring the food. Then I got to bring the hose. And then I got to, motherfucker, bring a gallon of gas. Bring a hoe. Bring a fucking burrito.
Hey, Smitty, we're gonna go get a gallon water bottle and we're gonna fill it up with gas. We're gonna show it.
Damn, homie, that should be. I like motherfucker be wanting everything. They be wanting everything. Hey, that's BPS,
homie. That's a responsibility, homie. When you get a yacht, you gotta do that shit.
I take my homies out of who I grew up with, all brothers. I take them out. That's BPS to the fullest, homie. BPS.
Every yacht I've been on, the people who own the yacht take full care of everything. They got the food, they got the entertainment there, they got everything. I'm just coming to be a piece of the entertainment and to bring good energy. Every yacht I've been on.
By the way, a yacht to find is 33 foot plus. Mine's 34.5 foot. Number one. Number two.
You just made the threshold.
Smitty hasn't been on a yacht. Smitty was on a fucking kayak talking about it's a yacht.
Trust me, one of my close friends out here has a family yacht that's huge, that's actually parked out there in the marina. We go in there all the time. Also, one of my guys, Pierre Garçon, I've been out to Miami to his yacht, next level, got the fucking hot tub at the top. I've been on yachts. It ain't new to me.
It's not the boat you own, it's the people you own the boat with.
Thank you. That's the bigger picture. So that's all that matters. So we'll see you next week.
My only request is this. JB.
Hot Cheetos?
No, Smitty has to be the kid that has the little circular life raft thing that jumps on the boat as it's taking off, because he got to untie it. That's my only request.
That wasn't a good one, Shaun. I'll be real with y'all. It's the real show Planet ERF.
Hey, by the way,
we laugh. When it's not good, we got to call it out. That was not one of your best pieces of work, but it's all respect. It's all love.
I'm sick of your ass today. You know that.
Have a good
Hey, Shaun, T's and P's to you, Shaun. T's and P's. We would pray to baby Jesus today for you because you should have been on the Black Quarterback documentary. You've had a bad week. You're not on the intro show. We're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix that. So T's and P's to you for having a rough week, and shout out to Jamie Foxx for being a fictional character who got more love than you.
Cold world in 2024.
Jamie
Foxx. We don't even know if he's alive though. So we're still talking about that. But
all right, then, Shaun. We'll see you next weekend, brother. You have a good one. We go. I'll be in the group chat.
Hell with Ball State. I hope they lose by 40. By the way, Tulane put up a 70-piece last week on Trent Dilfer's ass. Ha! Out.
Appreciate y'all, man, for joining in.
That was a shot because he was in Tampa with Trent.
That's a big shot. That's a big shot. It's a huge shot.
What's up, Baba? What's up, Baba? You ready to go on boats and hoes? You ready to go on boats and hoes? Yeah, look at Smitty. Look at Smitty. You like black people? You look at Smitty. For some reason, why do you like so many black folks that come over here? Look at Smitty right there.
Ash.
Like,
hey, Ash.
Look at.
Hey, Ash.
Yeah.
Ash. Ash. Come here. Come here, boy. Come here.
He mad. He mad. He going at the speaker. He hot.
Come here, Ash.
He went right to the speaker.
Ash, sit your ass. Sit, Ash. Sit.
Come here, boy.
Ash, sit.
Look at. That motherfucker at the door. He hot.
He's confused. He's like, where the fuck I'm hearing this voice from?
Guess what? He's gonna also confuse you for piece
What?
of meat when the next time you walk in this motherfucker.
And I'm gonna kick him in his fucking nose. It will be no more Ash.
I'm gonna bite the fuck out of you.
I will kick the.
I'm gonna have a bite the fuck out of you.
We gonna both be on the ground. Hurt.
We already know you scared of dogs, scared of swimming.
Yeah, and if he bite me, I'm gonna be bit. But trust me, he going down with me. I'm gonna fuck Ash up. If he ever bite me, I'm telling you right now to your face, I am fucking your dog up if he ever bites me. I'm telling you right, man to man. I'm telling you that right now.
I have him just low key.
No bullshit, no joke. I will fuck Ash up if he bite me.
He'll fuck you up real quick. Easy.
Okay, that's cool. We can both be fucked up. But one of us is gonna walk out living still. The other one won't. So
I know who is that gonna be.
Hey, time will tell, homie. But
great show, great
Ash
week.
loves
Great
me
week.
anyway.
I held it down all for the last 2 weeks.
We Ash fist down, bro. You a white boy.
Shout out for everybody, and shout out to Bailey running the 1s and 2s.
Bailey, man, he did his thing today, man.
Shout out to Bet US. Shout out to First Round Performance. Shout out to the Ticker, our main man right here at Skybox Sports.
And shout out to winnable.com/slap picks, where JB's putting his best bets on there. So you got to go to winnable.com/slap picks and join the premium package to find all his exclusive bets.
Yep, and yours.
Yes, sir.
And Shaun King.
Yes, sir.
And Jeff Nadu.
Yes, sir.
And some of that.
Yes, sir.
And
5-hour energy in, man. Listen, we cannot end this show without shouting out one of our brand new there's 5-hour energy extra, man. We got the new flavor out right now. If you're feeling down, if you're tired, if the morning's getting long and you just need that pick me up, 5-hour energy extra is what you need, man. Use promo code and tell me that Coach JB and Big Smitty sent you. Go there today and get yours. Betty, cut that. Send that to every 5-hour energy person you see on LinkedIn.
Go Dodgers! Dodgers tonight, big at home.
Guaranteed home run. Shohei Ohtani, I guarantee it. Put the money on it.
Ohtani, big time. Let's do it. We'll see you Monday. Peace.
Issues get pressed so fast you don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown, kill the ass a rap. We what the game's been missing.